Well, hi, G1s. Welcome back to the G1 Gamedays podcast. We're back. First podcast post Extra Life 2020.
Oh, yeah.
I think my sleeping schedule's back. I think.
Mine's not.
Some days are better than
All over the
others.
place, for sure.
Yeah. I'm your host, Ari Chase. Down below, I have the purple bearded one himself, Mr. TL Wolf.
Hello.
And I have Mr. Short Bus Eric, who has regular beard.
For now.
Oh, that's right. Didn't you reach one goal?
I have two incentives for the beard.
Ooh.
There are two incentives. So
Yeah.
So if we hit 1250, I got to do the Hogan stash. But if we do 1500, I got to dye it.
Oh,
And I'm going to dye it like
well,
So I'm going to go. I'm going to go wolf route, but I'm going to be dyeing that fucker like the shade of blue.
Yours also isn't as dark as mine.
No, you're right. I have gray. Just absorb the color more.
I
go make a pop more.
Right here. I'll switch so you can see it in the light better.
There you go.
That's how purple it got, and also how little I managed to get.
Yeah, because you were bleaching the entire thing, and it was just.
Well, my idea was the entire thing, but we tried a 20 volume bleach. It literally did nothing. Like, we did like a little patch back here, and we had to sit for like 40 minutes. So I wiped it off and went, it's the same.
Yeah.
Literally accomplished nothing. So we went up to 30 volume, and it was so strong.
It's so weird how people like how different people react to bleach or hair dye.
Yeah, it wasn't a hair problem. It was just like the bleach in it was so strong for me. It was like completely invaded my nose. It was in the back of my throat. It was I literally couldn't keep my eyes open from the bleach fumes because like top of the head I probably would have been fine. But it's right here, so all those fumes are going up.
Oh yeah, that's
right
true.
into my face.
I actually sent a message to a friend of mine who, she's a hairdresser. I'm like, hey, can you guys do beards? She's like, I don't know. Let me ask. Why?
Yeah,
I was like, yeah. So
I would have gone to a salon if not COVID, but I mean,
right.
Right.
Unless 25 was somehow not super strong, but also strong enough to do it, then the result would have been the same. Because my idea was full, like mustache, beard, because like even it's not up to the sideburns. Like, we got this far. This is all I could do. The dye was fine. It was just a bleach. Like the dye smelled like grape medicine, like grape cough syrup.
Yeah, it looks like it too. Well, I mean,
right?
Yeah, because it's actually all purple.
Yeah, it's kind of magenta pinky, but yeah, it's pretty pinky purple.
Yeah,
it was Arctic Fox.
Yeah, well, I think most hair dyes I used in the past when I had hair, when I chose to have hair, and when I did stuff to the hair, like that shit's just purple right out of the box. You mix it up and put it in. It's still purple, and then you wait like the 10 or 15 minutes, and then like, oh, all of a sudden it's blonde. I remember I had like the first time I did it, like you get that cap and you like I never did. I think I did my entire head once, and people called me Macaulay Culkin, so I was like, never again.
Joe mixed like a blue developer in with the first run. That was the same thing, or so it was all blue, but then the second time it was just white.
But the funny thing was, I think when I did that, God, I can't remember if I did it in college or I did it in high school. I can't remember when I did it. There's like a little bit left, and my sister was like, "Oh, I want to lighten my hair up a little bit," so she pulled it back and did everything, left it in for half the time, and it was almost white. It bleached it that hard, and it was like she was pulling her hair. She's like, "What the fuck did it do?" And she's like pulling it apart like this, not pulling it out, but pulling it back, and it was like I could hear it crunch. It was crunchy, and she's like, "What drugstore's open this late?" My mother, and this is when I lived back out in a wooded area, so it was like 20 minutes to town each way. So she like got in a car, bolted all the way to the city to a drugstore, got a box of like brunette dye, and fixed it. She's like, "I gotta breathe brunette for a couple months, but god damn it, like at least my hair is normal."
Yeah. By the way, if people don't know, I posited on one of my streams, like, I can't do anything with the hair because I mean, if I tried to dye this, it would look stupid. Like, look how far back that hairline is. Just be dyeing a scalp. So it's like the only thing I could do along those lines is dye my beard. It was an idea, like, this is a thing I could do, and then I got posted to Twitter, and Extra Life was like, "Is it great?" So it's like, all right, fine. I'm already at 500. If I can get to 1,000 by the end of the year, honestly, never thinking that was going to happen. Like, I can genuinely say, probably until the day of Extra Life, I didn't think it could happen. Actually get to $1,000. But sure, I'll try. I'll dye my beard purple at $1,000. Now Extra Life has seen it. I feel committed, and I'm there. So
Awesome.
I'm this for a while. Probably until it grows out enough so I can trim it and not just completely shave my face. So I don't know how long the purple's going to stay, but this is the only time it's going to happen. I cannot do that bleach again.
Yeah. Speaking of Extra Life, I've been checking up on their status, like, worldwide, like, through all groups. So far this year, they've raised $13 million across all groups for a Children's Miracle Network. So
just this year, and considering what this year is, that's
exactly
awesome.
Yeah. And that's not even taken into an account Rooster Teeth at theirs. I think with merch sales, they had 1.6 million. Something along this line. Sorry, 1.16 million.
Yeah, I think it's 1.1, yeah.
Yeah, 1.16 million. They just did 12 hours, but gosh.
They did all week.
Yeah, they went all week, and then they did a 12-hour one from the studio with limited staff. And they still did their crazy stuff. They did Team Nice Dynamite stuff. Chad, the trooper that he is. You know what, Woody, in the chat? So during our stream, through our power hour, Chad was nice enough to jump into the Discord call to wish us the best of luck, but also to entice Woody, entice Woody to drink whatever was in his fridge, lemon juice, like pickle juice water.
Pickle juice, lemon juice, and
eventually I started mixing Fireball.
Fireball, yeah.
If nothing else, I just went through and took clips from that. So I listened to that my entire block very recently. And honestly, the only thing I had that maybe would have worked was, like, I do have a barbecue sauce. I have maple syrup. I think I might have some hot. Like, I didn't have anything.
You can mix
actually
those three
pretty
together,
empty
and it would
right now.
taste okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't really have anything, like, gross on hand that I would actively hate. Plus, like, this is just me. I understand the way Rooster Teeth does things, and Chad will put himself on the line for fucking anything. But, like, I don't want to now be suffering and still have to try to be the host.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, and that's just the way that I personally fundraise. If other people want to do it that way, awesome. That works for you.
I'll ask Woody.
I don't want to be in pain or be feeling physically ill, and I still have to be personable, and I still have to be the guy.
I mean, I don't know if Woody saw most of the stuff that Chad did, but, like, he hit the pommel horse quite a few times. He got slimed. He got, like, the paintballs, all that stuff done to him. So I hope that is enough for an upset tummy.
When he says he deserves it. My favorite segment was also kind of the most pointless segment. They had they had a rematch of the cook-off, so Lindsay versus Chef Mike, but for distancing, Chef Mike was in Chicago, so at the end they're like, well, we can't actually judge anything, so it's a draw. Like, wait, what was the point then?
No, yeah, well, and it's funny you say that. So, because Food Network is, like, my favorite channel, and so we love Guys Grocery Games. So, what they're doing now is Guys Grocery Games, like Celebrity. It's like Celebrity Chef Edition, but they mail the two games to their home, and the way they judge is the standards of most cooking competitions, but when it comes to taste, the cooks, the chefs have to taste it and then try and sell what they make.
Yeah.
So it is possible.
Yeah,
it's possible, but I think it was it's just for the fun of the segment.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, for the competition part, it's like, why did you even do this if you, you knew you couldn't judge?
Just
Yeah.
you know, the fans want to see it. But yeah, so they did their block, and then man, salt of the earth, good guy bowling over there at Game Attack. They're still in the midst of their PS5 days, where they're streaming for 120 hours straight, trying to play and beat all the PS5 exclusive. Although half of them aren't exclusive, people are lying to you that they're on the PS4. Besides the point. He came on and said, like, "Hey, would you mind if we took over?" And like, you guys can't do it 24 hours. That's understandable. We'll do the rest of it for you. So everyone went over to that stream, and I think it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. So what they did was every elite donation, they would put themselves through a table. So
I saw one of them. I saw Grayson Chokeslam bowling through a table.
Or choke slams, frog splash. I was like, why don't you just like there's 4 of you there, including Chase. Like, I was waiting for a 3D.
It was so spur of the moment that, like, when they did the announcement, because Bowen's like, I'm gonna make an announcement right now, and I honestly don't watch a lot of Game Attack anymore, but it's like, I'll go see what the announcement is. They crashed the program that's their video wall behind them. Yeah. Had to wait for it to like reboot while Bowen's like trying to hype up but not actually say the announcement.
Yeah.
This is like awkward 2 minutes of trying to reboot software.
Yeah. And I think too, through all the donations, it actually broke the Extra Life API. So like, it was like maybe like an hour behind.
Oh god!
Because I think Chad's daughter Kira.
Oh yeah, Chad. Yeah.
Had a $20 donation. She just wanted people to match it, and afterwards he had a little video. It's just like, hey, how much do you think people donated? And she's like, 120. I was like, oh, you're so innocent. I think what they raised an extra 65,000.
Yeah, it was like at least $60,000 of match donations. It just broke everything.
Yeah. No, that was a great 2 weekends for Extra Life. We all collectively raised a lot of money. We're not done yet, though. Game Days, we still get the bits and the subs, all that revenue. I mean, we'll still take direct donations if you want to give them. And I know, at least for myself and Eric and Wolf, we're still doing our own individual streams for our individual hospitals, which that gets all pulled together monetarily towards the team as well. So we ain't done yet by a long shot, folks. We still got a month and a half left.
Yep.
Yeah. You can donate until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Bits and subs for this year, I don't know what the cutoff is for payout.
Payout, it would be end of this month.
Yeah.
Okay, so for it to count for this year and to count for WVU Medicine Children's Hospital will be the end of this month. After that, those payments will be whatever hospital we pick next year. We have not even begun that discussion yet, so we have no.
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 Anything we take in December will go towards 2021.
And whatever hospital that is.
Get that. Yeah. So, other than Extra Life, even like we're almost like 10 minutes into the show. We haven't even talked about our weeks yet. I think we're just like, I think a lot of us are just collectively still coming down off of that Extra Life high. I know I am, because I was the idiot. It was like, I'm gonna stay up all 24 hours, and then at the end I'm like,
right. Meanwhile, I'm being the responsible adult, going, "Fuck, man, I got a kid. I need to get some sleep."
I was like, we're not doing 24 hours. Like, Maine didn't do 24 hours. I'm not. No one's at my house. I'm just going to bed. I stayed up for golf with your friends, and then I went to sleep.
Yeah.
When he's first here, he slept.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did what Maximilian won't do. I've started playing Hades. It's so good. I had my best run today. I've made it to there are 4 stages before you get to final boss of Hades himself. I got to the 3rd stage for the first time today. And I was like, it's doing pretty good. Oh fuck, wait, 2nd level boss. Shit.
Okay. Is this roguelike? Is it
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you can buy some permanent upgrades and you can swap those around or get accessories, but other than that, you you get boons as you go.
Okay.
So a run might be, you pick one of like 6 weapons, and maybe you're getting really good attack this time, or special, or trying to focus on spreading everything out.
So it's kind of like Binding of Isaac, where it's like procedure generated rooms and it's different each time.
Yeah, it's a roguelike.
Okay. Oh,
like that, or like Rogue Legacy, although you can't choose to go to different, like, you have to beat the boss to get to the next area.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have
It's
to
not
beat
like
Megara to get to the next one, and then
wasn't it like if I remember Rogue Legacy, once you beat the boss was dead.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Rogue Legacy, once you beat the boss, they're dead.
Yeah.
No, it's not like Rogue Legacy. You have to beat the boss each time.
Okay.
Like when you get to the end of the first area, you have to beat Megara.
All right.
And then when you get to the second area, you have to beat the Hydra.
Yeah.
Every time.
Isaac. Yeah. So if you guys don't know the joke and saying doing it before Max, so Max likes to stream what he streams, like right now he's been doing a lot of, the PlayStation 1 fighting game Legacy, which I think he's still going through, but even though the PS5 is already out, mostly anytime he puts out his announcement on Twitch, or sorry, on Twitter, he's like, all right, I'm going live on Twitch, gonna, fire up DMCA 5 Special Edition and check out the Xbox Series X. Matt McMuscles, formerly of the Best Friends, will always tweet at him, play Hades. Hey, here's a gif of Hades. You should play Hades. And then proceeds to go to his chat and donate $100 saying, here, you have no excuse not to buy Hades now.
Yeah, now you have the money. Go buy Hades. I remember he did that on his birthday, at least.
Although
it is really good. It looks fantastic. Like, I'm going to gush about this more when you get to a certain news story, but like, graphically, it's fantastic. It's a super giant game, so it's beautiful. They're the guys who did Bastion and Transistor and Pyre. It's gorgeous looking. Story is pretty damn good from what I'm reading. It's if you can't tell from the name, it's Greek mythology based.
Yeah, it's probably something I will check out. It's like people like when I get the games that are suggested to me to play on my stream, I'm like, okay, like for the longest time it was Donut suggestion I play The Messenger, which I did, and everyone should play that. Now it's going to be Hollow Knight. Yes, it is on Game Pass.
Oh yeah. I'll probably throw Hades into the sub thing on your channel.
There you go.
They're sneaking that in soon.
Yeah. That's coming soon though. So what else?
Beyond that, I finally got the record for or vinyl record from my favorite game, Space Quest 3. Someone remastered and reorchestrated the audio from the game with like modern MIDI samples, and then put on vinyl, and it finally showed up a couple days ago.
I love that it's such a niche thing, but it's so cool of putting video game soundtracks on vinyl. Like, I can't remember which episode of AVGN that just came out, but he brought up Silver Surfer, and then he brought out a vinyl record. It's like, the soundtrack's on vinyl. I'm like, it's a good soundtrack. It's a hard as balls game, but Silver Surfer and NES has a good soundtrack.
Oh, also, if I can put out a video recommendation, I think we were talking about it earlier, then I'll stop talking about my week. Let Eric talk. Max and Matt McMuscles did a video about Killer Instinct on what happened. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I just watched that. It's more or less like if you watch the Hold Back to Block channel and their Killer Instinct documentary, it's more of like a condensed version of that. Yeah, it doesn't have like a million like people talking. Although I'm kind of sad he didn't get Max's reaction video for when they announced that at E3. And he's like, oh, I'm fucking crying.
I did love the gag of replacing his head with Chad Groger. He's just like, what? No, stop that. All right. Eric, how was your week? I've talked enough.
The week was pretty good. We finally swapped out to a different. I mean, Dauntless is still in the forefront as always, but the last couple weeks we're doing Gears Tactics.
How's that?
I like it. It plays a hell of a lot slower than XCOM, though. So
Interesting.
yeah, so like perfect example. When it came out last week, I played a little bit of it, and I'm like, okay, cool, great. And I played more of it on Thursday. And then I started up again Tuesday, because that's when I do my tactical games. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, so yesterday while I was playing it, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm on Act 2, I'm on Act 2, Chapter 1. When I finished the stream yesterday, I was on Act 2, Chapter 3. So it's because what they'll do is you'll do like 1 or 2 chapters, but then you have to do like 2 or 3 side missions, and they are obligatory. You have to do them. They might give you 3 or 4 to choose from, but you have to do these missions. So from the story, advancing the story aspect, it's just so slow, but I'm liking it. When you actually get that story, you're like, ooh, yes, where are we going with this? And I'm enjoying it. It's XCOM with Gears of War. I mean, it's the only way to describe it. It's Coalition's attempt to do an XCOM game, and it works. It hits all the right notes for me. Gears 5 just released Operation 5, so I'm going to be diving into that later on this week. And the Dauntless community is ramping up for a major overhaul in about 2 weeks. So, other than that, really haven't... Tetris Effect.
That was so good.
I've been playing... I've been playing the multiplayer connected mode a lot, because it's really cool if you find 2 other people who play the game as well as you, and it's equally frustrating when you could tell who's ever playing on the other end is just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've only gone through the story, but it's
Same
good. Well,
here.
Journey.
It's good.
Jimbo Robe and I were recording something on Monday, and Eric was also in the voice call. He's just yelling at randos, playing the multiplayer.
Drop the block! Oh my god, I can't go. Because
eventually you'll see what we're talking about. We'll probably release it for YouTube at some point. But
things
happen.
The reason why it gets so frustrating is, so for those of you who don't know what connected mode is, it's 3 people versus the CPU.
Okay.
And so it starts off that the 3 boards are individual. So you have red, blue, and yellow, whatever color you are. You have to play Tetris like normal, but you're filling up a group meter. Once that meter gets full, it connects all 3 boards. So then you can play across all 3 boards, and the lines that you clear or that are ready to clear, once the time runs out, you're on a timer. It sends those cleared lines over to the boss. So if you're with a really good group where you can figure out, okay, he's going to go here, this person's going to go there, drop here, right before the podcast I was playing, it was, we were in, once you got to connected mode, we were like, bump, one right after the other. We already, we're just playing so quickly, so, and like I said, it's equally frustrating when you get that one guy who's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, played a bunch of that when that got released on Game Pass. I did the Journey mode, but like before I started, they were just like, "Oh yeah, make sure you plug in headphones because you want to experience the whole thing." I'm like, "Okay." I don't usually wear, other than the podcast on my stream. You'll never see me wear headphones ever. It's just because like
you need headphones for this.
Yeah,
You do. No, they were correct.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm vibing. I like this, like the music, the sounds, like I found myself at some points there moving my blocks to the beat of the music. So I was like, like, oh man, this is like super duper.
Yeah, they
chill.
catch you. They hook you. They hook you. So, but yeah, that's been my jam this week and last week.
My internet bounced at one point for a few minutes, or there was something like that, or I was just like, it was YouTube was down. YouTube was down briefly for like an hour, and I just went into Tetris Effect, put on the theater mode, and just did my thing of that as my background. Every once in a while, maybe hitting the button to make extra effects happen, but it was just. I can just sit here and let this play music because YouTube isn't working, and this is great.
Right? Yeah, and the music for it is phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
the soundtrack for it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, and guess what, guys? Like the Messenger, it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass now that it finally made it off of PlayStation and to other consoles.
Yeah,
right.
I thought you were also going to say, just like the Messenger, the soundtrack is also on Spotify.
It is on Spotify.
Yeah,
it is on Spotify.
Yeah, gotta add that to your playlist.
By the way, what else is on Game Pass? It just released today. I'm going to be playing soon. River City Girls.
Yes.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for that to like go down in price for a while, but now it's on Game Pass.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, that's so weird. We both have our Game Attack giant glasses.
I would have had one of my silly pipes, but they're all dirty. So I was like, Game Attack, sure.
Yeah. I don't think you can buy those anymore.
I love you.
No, not silly pipes anymore.
I think that's
at least
like
not ones
stock.
with. Yeah, not ones with Rooster Teeth and stuff. I mean, Silly Pine is still a company.
Yeah.
Also, does the Messenger have an OnlyFans? No, but shit.
If it
Fall
did,
Guys, it has a level that's OnlyFans. And yes, they made that joke.
I was gonna say, does the Messenger have an OnlyFans? No, but if it did and it worked for WWE, it would be a breach of contract.
Right.
God. I stand for unionization in the WWE. It's not even so much for all professional wrestling; it's just WWE.
Yeah,
fuck them.
Probably AEW as well, but like the big company should probably have it.
Yeah.
At this point, when you have a TV show on national syndicated TV, you are one of the big guys.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, well, I mean, no, they take pot shots at them for like, Miro streams on Twitch, so does Kip Saban. And Vince is just like, get up, Twitch. We're gonna make our own Twitch.
Now figure out Concussion Protocol, and you'll be doing great.
They kind of do and kind of don't.
I mean, Matt Hardy, Alex Reynolds, like.
Oh, you mean AEW? Yeah.
AEW, yeah. AEW needs to figure out Concussion Protocol. And when a guy is literally being like dragged around to continue the match, maybe don't continue the match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways,
we're talking wrestling for an hour.
Yeah. So for my weeks, I've been fiddling around. I decided to do some surgery. Unfortunately, I lost a patient. So I went online to Amazon and I bought myself replacement bumpers. These are not them. They went to a different controller. But yeah, so one of my controllers, the right bumper stopped working on it, and I was just like, for fuck's sakes, I gotta, tear this thing apart. Luckily, the place I bought from has these tools, and not only did I get the proper tools to take these things apart with, they sent like quadruple the amount that I needed. They're just like, here's the tools, and here's the T6 and T5s that you need. Oh, here's some replacement screws. Oh, you ordered another piece from us? Oh yeah, have some more of those. I'm like, okay, I've got enough to like, if I could,
you can almost
if I could find some cheap labor, I could run a sweatshop down here. But after I got the parts out, I swapped it out, put it all back together, still didn't work. The actual connection to the right bumper, I don't know if it got fried, but it is not functioning. So I just chucked it out. First, I showed my wife. I was just like, "Hey, you ever want to see the inside of an Xbox One controller? Bam! There it is, in all of its glory." So I got just like tiny pieces here. Here's the D-pad. Here are the triggers.
We have parts, yeah.
Yeah, I got parts for days. You got the buttons.
Yeah, I think most of these guys that are on my wall are stick drift. So
Yeah,
I keep them because they're still very cool controllers. Well, two of them are, but I think most if not all of them are stick drift.
yeah.
Especially noticeable in Respawn games, Apex and Titanfall. I'll notice that I drift a lot in those games with those controllers.
Wordman says in the chat, I took apart my first Xbox One controller and the rumble things came off. Yeah, I completely forgot that there was rumble in the triggers, so those popped out. I was like, oh shit, you got to put those back in, right? Luckily, the place I bought them from on Amazon, they're like, search this video on YouTube. We can't put the link in our description, but just search this video on YouTube and watch it. So I searched it, and there was nobody talking, but basically, like, it was a hand, and he was, like, pointing stuff out with the screwdriver. Then he would stop and say, this screw. Okay, turn it this way. It was very, very, very good. Very step-by-step. Yeah, so, unfortunately, that's one controller that's gone. I'll have to probably invest in another one. But then again, I have all these extra controllers is when I had people over, but since we're not doing that right now, I'll just have to deal with the two. But games that I've been playing, I did Star Wars Squadrons. I went and did the campaign mode. Very underwhelming. I put it on story mode, which was a big mistake because that was just like
too easy.
Gaga goo goo baby bitch mode. Like, it was way too easy.
Yeah,
Like, I
did
think
I did it on normal.
Yeah, I should have done it on normal. I was just like, I don't want it to be too hard, but if people give you a story mode, like, I mean, at that point, just watch the goddamn cutscenes on YouTube. At that point,
so
I don't know. There's this hard balance that I feel that the Star Wars games are trying to find with, like, okay, we don't want to do the new movies because, you know, J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson are doing their thing, but we don't want to just rehash, you know, stuff in the original trilogy. So let's do in between. And it's hard that in between, but it plays off that this and Battlefront 2 story always plays off that joke from that first Robot Chicken Star Wars, where after they blew up the second Death Star, and it's like, the rebels are heading to Endor, let's get them. The other guy's like, nope, we're good. Like, what? He's like, yeah, they blew up the Death Star, we're done. But we have thousands of ships, hundreds of fighters. It's like, no, we're done. They killed the Emperor, we're done. But and this one's just like, no, we're not done. They killed our Emperor, we want revenge. Although I would like for one game, or, well, it has to be a game because they're not going to do another movie about it. I would like to see them, like, say, okay, here's the official fall of the Empire. Because this just says, like, okay, the Empire's finally done. The New Republic's in full control. You know, maybe there's just, like, you know, all these ships are flying around pretending to be the Empire. It's like, you have no jurisdiction here.
Man, it'd be nice if Star Wars had, like, an expanded universe.
I know.
Weird.
Yeah.
But that's what's interesting about the time frame for the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian kind of sits in that time frame where the Empire is still there, but they're not the Empire, but they're trying to be the Empire, and it's interesting.
Yeah. And thankfully, that's another thing I've been doing. I've been catching up on Mandalorian, and I'm finally all caught up. Like, I watched last week's episode with, which I found funny. Like, I looked at the credits. Sasha Banks does not go by Sasha Banks. She goes by her real name.
Yeah,
I
actually credit her as a real name.
Yeah, that's just weird.
And I'll tell you what, the internet hate for the character that they gave her, because they were like, no, she could be someone we know, and we're like, why?
Why?
Yeah, a lot of people in the trailer were saying like, "Oh my God, it's Sasha Banks, Ahsoka." I'm like, wait, they cast Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, didn't they?
Right? Yeah, they cast
Right.
well, but yeah, then
Person of color. She has to be this one character that we want any person of color to be.
Right. But no, the other popular thought was that she was going to be Sabine Wren from Rebels, and which we might still see Sabine, which I'd be very happy to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's damn it, can't really talk about it. I don't want to spoil anything, but
I do like that in the episode before that, the main actor from the Kim's Convenience was in there as a rebel pilot, because apparently he's actually part of the 501st Legion here in Canada. And I still gotta get around to watching Kim's Convenience. I'm a bad Canadian for not watching it.
Now I will say this: we were kind of talking about the Mandalorian during my stream today, and Jimbo came in and he was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Yeah, Sasha Banks was in it." I was explaining this to Hugs, and Jimbo was like, "Oh, did she hit it with a clothesline, then a drop kick, and then dance?" I'm like, "Well, she did hit a dude with a clothesline. She did hit a dude with a rocket-propelled drop kick. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad." But I had to think about it. I'm like, no, wait, she really did. She drop kicked a dude.
It's like
be careful having wrestlers do wrestling moves in movies. I mean, that's what happened to Lita once upon a time.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
Can we quickly bring that up? Okay. Who hands up in this call, and hands up in the chat, and hands up in the comments of this video. Do you remember James Cameron's Dark Angel on Fox with Jessica Alba?
I only remember it because of that. It's not something I ever watched.
Yeah. So Amy Dumas, Lita of the World Wrestling Federation back in the Attitude Era, and or was this? Yeah, this is during the Attitude Era. This is before WCW got bought. They brought her in because it's like, oh yeah, we want you to be, the super soldier, and she does her moves and all this, and then she does a Lita Karana. Is that what they called her? Her Karana? Yeah. She botched that, cracked her neck, and was out for a year. And on top of all that, that was the final episode of the show. Like, they left it on a cliffhanger, and because it was a live action show on Fox, it got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember heel Trish Stratus brought that up. She's like, everything Lita touches is a kiss of death. Matt Hardy and the Hardy Boys, dead. Dark Angel, that got canceled just because she was in it.
That's terrible.
That's funny.
Pull back the curtain a little bit. We don't see exactly what Johnny's picking for Danu's until it comes up. Do you have the thing about the game that got added to Smash recently in their Star Wars edition in the news?
In the news? Oh, no, I don't have that in the news.
Okay, well then, quick note, Minecraft added a Star Wars pack, but it was amusing to me, because you were talking about, like, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do this. StarCraft, the Star Wars pack, they advertise it as the original trilogy and the Mandalorian. And that's it. No prequel, no JJ Abrams, no Rebels, no Rogue. It's recreate scenes from the original trilogy and the Mandalorian.
Well,
are people coming around on the prequels? They're like, okay, George, we're sorry about the prequels. They're actually not that terrible in comparison to the Disney trilogy.
Right. So, they just announced part of the roadmap for Squadron, so they're adding the B-Wing and the TIE Defender.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Which I thought they said they weren't going to.
Right. They're like, oh no, we're not adding anything to this game. This game is done. We're moving on, and
they're just like,
yeah, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, this has to be a games as service thing. It's like, we tried that with Battlefield 2 and you guys hated it. It's like, yes, because you fucked it up. You didn't do it right. You fixed it in the long run, so just do that again.
I feel like it's probably a meme format you could use of like, no, we're done, and then just have EA loom in the background.
I guess we could do more maps and fight.
Right. Maybe some more options for your ships.
Can we have a kill streak where you can turn into a hero ship? Like I get 5 kills in a row, I could turn into the Millennium Falcon. Kind of like you do in Battlefront.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we kind of went on a little tangent there.
Yeah.
after I did Squadrons, I went through Tetris Effect. We've already talked about that at length. I played Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 4 because guess what? It's not exclusive to the PS5.
Yeah,
it does run better on PS5, obviously. Like I have seen side-by-side footage, and like the load times are crazy. Few graphical glitches, like you know,
you had a good one.
Oh, I had one where
a good one.
Yeah, I had one where I had to go back to Feast because I had to help out, the neighborhood. So Miles gets up in Spidey outfit, gets out, and it's supposed to like seamlessly transition you into his human body. All of a sudden, I hear talking, and then I see his head and a cell phone and nothing else. And then for like 5 seconds, and then it pops in his entire body with his coat. I was like,
okay. I even zoomed into frame. Like it didn't just pop. You actually saw it go like, zoom.
Yeah. He's probably just like
oh, excuse me, I left my body over there.
Yeah.
It's like someone grabbed it with the magic wand tool and went, oh shit, this is supposed to be here. Boop.
Oh, and if you're watching live on Twitch, Wordman just put the other clip in there. I think this is spoilers, I think, for the final fight. So if you don't want to spoil it, don't click on it. But there was a point where I died, and the geometry of his head got caught on another piece of the floor, and it stretched it and twisted it at least 3 times. It was a horror show. It was like Snake Man.
Now.
This is a house of horrors.
I will say,
oh no.
Yeah.
Yep, I just saw that.
Coming to a BRB screen near you.
Yeah.
It is extremely shorter than the first Spider-Man game. Mainly because I didn't do a whole lot of the side missions, if I could help it. But they do have a cool thing where, like, if you... And this is the only game I have that actually has a good use of the touchscreen. Is your buddy makes you this app on your phone where if you swipe to the left, it'll, like, open up the phone app. And there will be, like, people calling for Spider-Man to help them out in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool.
And I mean, you're going to hear me applaud inclusion a lot, but, like... Right, the fact that they had a character who did American Sign Language and Miles did it back was super cool, and it's super cool that this is a fact of this character and not the entirety of this character. Like it's just good to see that stuff. It's good to see that kind of inclusion in media in general, in games, what have you.
And I like that after you help her in her mission and fend off some people, she gives you her scarf and hat, and then all of a sudden that's Winter Spider-Man. That's a new outfit.
Yep.
I do like the Into the Spider-Verse suit and how it looks just like the cartoon, and then the fact that there's an ability that does nothing but lower your frame rate so it looks like you're in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And that can be applied to any suit, which is pretty cool. I mean, yeah, like it's reasonably priced if you like Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, you're gonna like this. I find it odd though that everyone made the big stink because of Spider-Man Remastered. They changed Peter's model to make him look a little bit more younger, and a little bit more like, well, the jokes are, okay, he looks like Tom Holland or he looks like Scott the Woz. They did it in this version. I thought because this was PS5 that they would just leave the model alone since he's not in the game that much, if at all. But yeah, they changed his model in the PS4 version too, so it's kind of weird.
It was weird that they made him look younger when he's clearly not like, he's not old Spider-Man, but he's also not like brand new Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so it's weird that they made him look younger.
All the acting's great in it. Like I love the story. I I am gonna go back and do some of the side missions. Also, too, there was some like hidden trophy stuff that Silent Hero pointed it out to me too. But I do love that for the credits they do give a memorial to Chadwick Boseman. Basically, you know, it's like teaching everyone that no matter who you are, what you are, you can be a hero. Wakanda forever. There was a tribute to Stan Lee, obviously, because he couldn't be in the game. Yeah, go get it. Either on PS4 or PS5. And right now I've started, because the new consoles are out and EA Play is on Game Pass. I've started up Jedi Fallen Order. Started that up. Loving that. Cameron Monaghan, probably the brightest point of Gotham as not Joker, because they legally couldn't get the rights to the character for some reason. But it's just like, all right, I'm gonna it's like I can't be Joker. Okay, I'm gonna prove to you that I can be Joker, and you're gonna be sorry you didn't give me the name Joker. And killed it. As like both iterations, like that's probably one of the bright spots of Gotham. If you've never seen the show, watch it just for him.
So so you, speaking of Fallen Order, I'm a dumbass. So I'm like, oh yeah, cool, it's on EA Plus, forgetting completely that I bought it a year ago.
I know. I was like, you've already played it.
I thought you played it. I thought you played it on stream. Even
I did.
Yeah.
Said I'm a dumbass.
No, I'm loving it. I'm not playing it on story mode. I'm like the difficulty above that because I was like, I don't want it to be too easy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that one I think I actually played on story, but
yeah. No, that's a lot of fun. I'm gonna go through that. I think after that, I'm gonna do some testing with crowd control because they've added Super Metroid Zelda randomizer to that.
Ooh.
So that should be interesting. Yeah, other than that, no, I'm catching up on Mandalorian. Still watching Discovery. Loving the hell out of that. I think next episode, I can't remember what the next episode is going to be, but like a lot of people are like saying like, oh yeah, this is just Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's like, yeah, you guys see the future, everything's fractured, and it's like, you're the pillar of hope. This one ship will solve everything. But if you're like, they're starting to do that thing where like, if you're a fan of Star Trek, you're going to pick up on a lot of stuff. Like, they finally find what's left of the Federation, and there's like, they're going by all these ships, and there's like USS Voyager J. That's like 10 generations of ships. I was like, oh, that's so cool. They got the 10 generations of Voyager. See, it's not the worst Star Trek series. And then there's like that nod to Aaron Eisenberg, who played Nog on DS9. They named the ship after him, the USS Nog. So that was a nice touch. But those have been my weeks. So time to go over the news, but I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to read this here. Hopefully the promo button works. And it does. So, guys, just a friendly reminder that Gamedays has a partnership with Raise Energy Drink and Rep Sports. So, if you use promo code GameDays at checkout, you get 15% off your order. This goes for Raise Energy. This goes for the protein popcorn. Various other items on their website. I have no idea what we've ranked in yet. Woody hasn't really give us a number crunch. But as I said, like anything you purchase from that using that code, that revenue goes back in towards the Extra Life donation at the end of the year, which we're gonna drop that at what, like the 30th of December.
Yeah,
because that's like the day,
the last Wednesday of the month,
which will be a GTA, and then we start anew all over again. So again, guys, that's at repsports.com with 2 P's. Use promo code GameDays as 15% off your order at checkout. Thanks, Raise Energy.
And Fat says they're doing a giveaway right now where you can win a year supply of Raise, a mini fridge, and other prizes.
Woo! Okay. So definitely use that promo code so they let you know we sent you. Okay. It's going to be a light news week because there was a big announcement that was brought up today, which we're going to save it to the end. But it's time for Done News. Beep, boop, 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 boop. and kicking off with the news. I know a lot of us are sick of hearing about Twitch, about one thing, but I had to bring this up because it was funny. So, the DMCA, it's a thing. It's never going to go away. Let's just, you know, we've beaten that dead horse so much that it's a big pile of goo. But some streamers have taken this to make comedy out of it. So, out of the tweet that said, hey, if you want to avoid DMCA, just mute your game audio, which people were one person went, okay, let's see what I can do. So, Play with Jambo decided to play Skyrim and call it a DMCA friendly stream, and she did all the sound effects herself. So she sang the Dova King song, she did the Fusruda, she did all the footsteps, the dialogue, the sword swipes, the arrows, everything.
Jambo's great.
Yeah, it's. I saw someone else who did, and it might be in that article too. There was a guy, he did Guitar Hero.
Yeah, there's one. Jay Keighlys. It looks like Rocksmith.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's playing the bass.
Oh yeah, it's like a real guitar.
DMCA clean version of RE2.
Yeah, the other one I saw, it was like a Guitar Hero, or probably Clone Hero specifically. He's doing like YYZ from Brush, but no music, so it's just clack, 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 clack.
All you can hear is.
Oh, that could be a play off the Guitar Hero episode of South Park, where the guy's just like, this guy's so good at Guitar Hero, he can play it acoustically. The kid, he's constantly looking up like this, and he pulls out the Guitar Hero controller and just is like. He's like, that's pretty goddamn good. It's like, yeah, but can you play John the Fisherman? And everyone in the crowd's like, oh, I love this song.
All right, and Max scream singing the Crazy Taxi music.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. DMCA suck. But know what was funny is when Max did that with Crazy Taxi, that version of Crazy Taxi doesn't have Offspring or Bad Religion on it. That's the 360 version. That has all the licensed stuff taken out of it. So you can't take your patrons to get some Levi's jeans or to KFC or the Pizza Hut or the Taco Bell or the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
I think I found a patch for Steam that adds all that stuff back in, but I think it doesn't quite get the music right.
Yeah. I do have... Or do I? Oh, yeah, I do. I have Crazy Taxi on PS2, so all that stuff's saved for posterity. And I think I have Crazy Taxi 3 on the 360, or sorry, on the original Xbox. So I think that stuff's still in there. But no, the HD conversion just took that all out.
Yeah.
Why don't I get play this without the
half
audio?
The thing fun.
Yeah.
This is a DMCA friendly stream.
Nope. I went to mute that, but no, it still did it. But oh yeah, she did the dragon noises too, so it was like. Of course, it was me. I would have the Skyrim mod that would turn that into Macho Man.
Right.
Yeah. Fire Sam. Like.
As long as people are having fun with it.
I mean, it's not going away. I mean, there are some people that are just ignoring it. There are some people that are making memes out of it. You know, do it with as you wish.
Yeah, it's a wreck and it's a mess, and we're dealing with it.
Yep, and that's all we got to say about that.
Yep.
I clicked it because I just needed to pause it, and I just hear rawr. So another little Twitch news is something that's going to be rolling out soon. Another form of revenue. It's going to be called multiplayer ads. So apparently, it's going to be an ad that plays and will have a little pop-up that will be kind of like a voting system. And the more that people vote, the more bits the streamer gets. Which, you know what? If this actually does work, this is going to be a nice alternative to just running ads completely because,
Right.
like, depending on the streamer, the audience, and the amount of votes that the person gets, you could potentially make more than just running a simple ad.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Because, like, I'll talk numbers. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I'll run, like, to get rid of the pre-roll ad, I'll run an ad at the beginning of the stream. And then I run an ad when I go to the bathroom. I just run a quick 60-second ad. That's it. I don't even know what my numbers are, but I know that it's, like, it doesn't affect my Twitch payout all that much. If anything, I maybe get, like, a quarter per quarter.
I can tell you, it's got to be more than that, because I can tell you that from October to today, I've made a whopping $1.55 off of ads.
Yeah.
Translate to guys, it does not affect our payout that much.
Yeah.
No. I can tell you for mine, from when I started, when I came back to Twitch after Mixer died, I've made $1.77 on ads.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not even $2. Like, I've made anything else that I have made money on. I've made more than.
So he has 38 votes for, like, if these screenshots are accurate, 38 votes nets him 190 bits. So that's $1.09. That's way more than you would get. Like, if you want to, if Twitch wants to reward us this way, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
If this isn't part of the celebratory thing, probably not. I mean, we already talked about that to death. The whole celebrate button.
Yeah. Although I will say, between the celebrate button and this is the only Twitch bitch I'm gonna do. Fix your other shit first before trying to give us other ways to give you money. Fix the shit.
Yeah. Seeing as how the bots the bots are starting to get wise, and the people who are programming these bots are like, okay, we need to put accent aigus on some of these letters so it bypasses people's muted words, so that I can still say, want to be famous? Buy followers, subs, and here over at blank.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully this rolls out to all producers soon, and hopefully they keep it intact instead of the, like, what they had before. It's like, oh yeah, watch ads for bits, and then nope, you can't watch them anymore. Although some people are like, oh yeah, I marathoned this and I got X amount of bits for you, and I'm like,
you know what? I can watch about 3 or 4 ads, and on average, I'm making I'll get about 25 to 50 bits every once in a while. Though I'll land myself like one ad that was worth like 100 bits. It was just kind of like, okay.
It won't work for me because I'm in Canada. Even if I change, like, a VPN to make it think I'm in the US, it still won't work. I don't know if they've just, like, if they've bypassed VPNs. Because I know they're doing that thing now where if they detect if you have a third-party app that runs an ad block, they'll, like, either give you a big purple brick that says, we know you're running a third-party tool, please disable it and enjoy Twitch, or they'll just run an ad every 10 minutes, regardless if the streamer knows about it or not. Okay, moving on to something, unfortunately, I didn't even say Google. What the fuck? Shut up. Every podcast, I swear to God, my phone goes off.
Hello.
And suddenly it's GTA or in the middle of the race, and someone said something that doesn't sound a single thing like Cortana. Well, all of a sudden, my goddamn screen is taken up by.
No, hold on.
No, you have to say BET.
While you're flipping to the next story, so Wordman's talking was like, fingernails, fingernailsforcash.com, right? So my wife was doing her fingernails last night, and Elliot was on the couch with her. She's like, dude, you need to stop bouncing me. I'm trying to fix my fingernail. Yeah, he started singing it.
Everyone has fingernails, and everyone.
He loves it.
Has he done that in preschool yet?
No to the fingernails for cash. Yes to Johnny Chase.
Yeah, I know there were some others that he has sung at preschool, but I was like,
So for those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, we had a parent teacher conference last week, and she was like, "By the way, it's like who's Johnny Chase?" I'm like, "Oh no, was he singing Johnny Chase?" It's like, "Yeah," he's like, "It's Johnny Chase." I'm like, Johnny Chase is, I had to try to explain this. First of all, you're trying to explain to teachers who know nothing of streaming or video games what I do during the day. Let alone that there's a guy named Johnny Chase that for some reason my son just loves to sing his name. No idea.
Rob will help me out on this. I need the small, like, kid-sized shirts off of Streamlabs. I will make him a shirt and send it to you. I'll put the little pixelated thing on there and be like, all right, this is for Elliot.
It's Johnny Chase.
I did make sure to get like a couple clips of many of us doing that during the game, especially during the power hour.
Oh yeah.
We need someone to introduce Johnny Chase. Hey, Ellie, come here.
So, unfortunately, the next, that was a good pickup because the next one's not so great. So, some asshole decided that it'll be funny to send a SWAT or a bomb threat to Ubisoft Montreal. So, this happened on Friday, I believe. So police surrounded the building. They said it was for some news, some news weren't, some people were getting the news that all they're saying, we understand there's a police presence there. It's a police, it's a high police investigation. We don't know what's going on. And I'm reading from other news outlets that it's a hostage situation.
Right.
People are not safe. There were photos. People were taking drone shots of all the employees up on the roof. They had the door barricaded. Some jerk off decided to SWAT or call a bomb threat into Ubisoft. I don't know if they found the guy who did it, but
I feel like we're at a point where you almost have to give your that needs to be part of it. Is if you're going to call in this threat, you also need to provide personal information or something. There has to be some way to make this an easier deterrent. And there are people who would disagree with me saying if you're calling 911, you have to give your actual name and address. But
I mean,
I don't know. There has to be some way to crack down on swatting.
And there's got to be some way of tracing it too. Can't just make this. You can't make these calls and not expect to reap the consequences.
Also,
I find that it's once again, we got to bring up that conversation. What happens if one of those cops, shoots somebody, whether it be at a Ubisoft or a streamer's house? Is that what it's going to take for people to stop? It's like, oh shit, I didn't mean for anyone to get harmed. Why did you do it?
Yeah,
stop.
Also, I feel like we don't take a lot of hardline stances, especially against certain people on this podcast in general, or really on our streams. But a healthy fuck you to every single person who was making jokes on Twitter about this before we knew that it wasn't actually a thing. There absolutely were people being fucking assholes on Twitter about this.
It was basically
until we knew that it wasn't real and it was a prank call. If we really thought that there were potentially dozens of people in actual danger, and you're just sitting here making jokes about Ubisoft, fuck off.
Yeah.
I'm not even I'm not a fan of Ubisoft. These are still fucking people. Stop being a dick.
Yeah. The only thing I kind of wanted to call in question is their social distancing policy, because they said there was 50 employees in the building. I'm looking at that building, it seems, I don't know, you can't really just see inside there, but I would have thought most people at Ubisoft would probably be working from home.
Yeah.
I'm happy everyone's safe, but I'm kind of concerned as to why there were 50 people in that building to begin with.
I could, yeah, I guess it depends,
especially
'cause
when Quebec is the number in the news. They're always the number 1 or number 2 province in the country right now that has in the quadruple digits daily cases of COVID being reported.
Yeah, but there's great fishing in Quebec.
Yeah, well, we're glad everyone is safe. But my God, guys, it's just video games. You just need to calm down sometimes.
Oh,
Going
for
back to
sure.
the great fishing in Quebec, though. Quick story. Letterkenny season 9, Christmas Day.
Mhm.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a happy Christmas.
Yep.
So, well, and while you get the next one up, I mean, it was what it actually happened Thursday or Friday. Friday, because I had to go to work. State trooper was doing a wellness visit on one of my neighbors. You see, yeah, Wolf's laughing because
I remember this.
we were playing Halo, and of course, we get loud when we play Halo. So we finish up a match, and I just hear. I'm like, hold on, guys, there's someone at my door. And there he is, the state trooper with a mask on, hat. Like, yes, sir. It's like, everything okay in there? I'm like, yeah, I'm just playing video games. It's like, pretty loud. I'm like, I don't have weather stripping under my door, but yeah, so.
Yeah.
State trooper at my door. True story.
Oh, just back to the joke thing, and then we'll move on to the next story or whatever else we want to talk about. Is I'd forgotten this part of it. It was because they make Siege.
Yeah.
That's why people are making jokes. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They're making a video game. Like, fuck off. Anyway, moving on.
Because yeah, I mean, this series at first they had like the streets blockade with just regular police, and then you see the SWAT team come in, and you're just like, okay, this is serious. Like, at first they were saying that it was hostage. I was like, okay, I wasn't getting any more information, and we find out it's a hoax. I'm like, okay, thanks, everyone's safe,
Right.
but fuck you for whoever did that. Like, people were coming in with Kevlar and AK-47s. That's frightening shit.
Yeah.
Okay, before the next story, I guess we could do breaking news from Wordman. Apparently, if you're a friend, or if you're a fan of professional wrestling, John Moxley and Renee Young announced they're having a baby.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
Although Wordman puts in that it's John Moxley and Renee Young are pregnant.
I was like, Mox is pregnant? How's he going to defend the title while he's pregnant? Just phrasing.
You go be a warrior, because I'm going to go be a mother. Becky's announcement.
Yeah. Also, she just revealed like baby bump pictures too.
Yeah. I thought that was like her first
Good
photo
birth.
since like leaving.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
So we already talked about. I know we talked about this a lot during the Extra Life Game Day, because it was like the same day. It's like, happy N7 Day, everyone. The rumors are true. We're getting Mass Effect remastered in 2021. So it's gonna be all 3 games with their DLC, and of course any of the like EB games or GameStop exclusive like weapon skins or whatnot. We're gonna see how well that is, if like it's gonna be built from the ground up again, or if it's just gonna be a texture, like a frame rate boost or a texture mapping.
I'll
More info.
Doesn't matter. Pepper needs new shorts.
Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me.
No,
Melly and I are buying that day one, and we're streaming the whole goddamn trilogy day one. Like, I don't know what game I'm going to be playing that around that time, but I'm like, as soon as that release day hits, they're like, all right, we're done with this. Get this shit out of here.
Clear the space. All right, let's.
I might play it twice. I might just go through a 100% Paragon run. I might do another 100% Renegade run.
Renegade for life, bitch.
Yep. And remember, always save Ashley.
Yes.
I never finished 3, so it'll be an opportunity for me to do that.
There you go.
I think part of it was also because I think I played 3 on like the wrong console. Like and I mean, even then, I think I played like 1 on the 360 and then 2 on the PS3 and then 3 on the 360 or the one or something. So it's like, instead of doing the cartoon is neat, but instead of doing the little cartoon, let me just play the whole thing again.
Oh yeah, the comic book where it's just like Shepard goes over the events and the stuff that
make
matter.
all the decisions that matter.
I remember watching that because like my buddy started up Mass Effect 2 on the PS3, and I was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. This little comic booky thing. Jen Hale's going over the events, and it stops, and you can make the choices. It's like, all right, did I kill this guy? Did I kill the council? Did I let Udine live? Did I do this and that? Watch all of your choices not really matter in the end again for next generation. Well, like they say that, but in some aspects, yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it determined who was available for the last mission. It determined a whole lot. If you were too far one way or the other, it didn't give you the third option.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have to remember if I want to save everyone, I have to remember in 2 that there's like you have to do the missions a certain way. Then you have time to do 1, maybe 2 more missions before you get to the finale. Because if not, then they liquefy a girl instead of just a rando person. Like someone gets liquefied, and the time you get there just determines who does. And I remember, oh god, like that was like freaking graphic, even for 360 standards. For me, I was like, I got disturbed by that. Like, no, not her. I actually liked her.
Shout out to one of our hosts on the Iron Man's fans, Earthworm Joe, because they released a teaser of the image that you're seeing on the screen, but really blurry, so you couldn't quite tell what it said. And he released that, but replaced the logo with Mass Effect Andromeda 2. And that was a little viral.
You know what? Here's the thing, because I finally went through Andromeda, and granted, I went through it post fixes. Andromeda was not a bad game. It was no original trilogy, but it was not a bad game.
Yeah,
so
following that up,
I would be okay. I'd be okay with Andromeda 2.
Okay.
Well, maybe after this, but
the one thing I don't have listed here is that apparently they are working on another game. Rumor has it that it's going to be a prequel, and it's going to be the war against oh god, it's been forever since I played the game. Garrus's race.
Turians.
Turians. Yeah, Turians. Ugh. Yes. It's going to be like the war that was hinted at throughout the trilogy. It's like, our people were at deadly war and this and that. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a young Captain Anderson. Get Keith motherfucking David back. I'm all for that.
Hell yeah!
Anytime you can bring Keith David back.
Yeah,
for sure.
And maybe you'll play a young Shepard. Maybe you get to play a young Shepard. That gave them or her that legendary status that got him or her selected for Spectres. Fuck, I need to play this game again. I'm forgetting stuff.
Right.
I don't know if I can wait for the legend. I might play the old ones again.
Put them in the Avatar project. Wait, they're wrong game.
Yeah. So spring 2021 is when it's coming out. It's going to be PS4, Xbox One, and then they're going to have their patches for the next gen consoles. Yeah, there's another reason why I can't pull the trigger on next gen yet. Is because on the PS5 the only thing that's exclusive is Sackboy Adventure and Demon Souls Remaster. I think everything else is on PS4.
Speaking of the Killer Instinct video we were talking about earlier, They kept referring to it as current gen. It's like, it's been 10 days. I'm not ready for it to be current gen yet. It doesn't.
It's not current gen.
Series X and PS5 doesn't feel like current gen yet.
No.
And like referred to Xbox One and PS4 as last gen. It's like,
it does not.
no,
it does not become current gen until
we're not there
yet. The current gen.
Yeah.
It's
which will be 2 years. Yeah, mostly like for this next gen, it's just your old shit runs faster. Because Warman saying in the chat, just kind of getting an Xbox Series X to watch how fast GTA 5 loads. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Yeah, Hamnuggets loaded up. Elite Dangerous said it was almost instantaneous. It was like, hey, cool, how's it going? Looked down at his phone. Next thing you know, he was in his damn ship. Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, there was a video posted on, again, Tom's Discord of someone switching characters in the story mode of GTA 5. 10 seconds. Is the whole video of actually, like, pulling up the menu, selecting the character, and then map, done.
It's crazy.
Like, I remember PS3, and sometimes it was like, well, here's the next 30 seconds of my life just waiting for it to stop.
30?
Staring at the clouds.
30's being generous.
Well, I mean, I'm just in story mode. This is not online. This is just, switch from Trevor to Michael, or this was Franklin to Michael, but just Franklin to Michael is just like.
I think I still have my GTA 5 360 copy. I don't know if I can ever go back to that.
Oh God, no. I want to say, at least for online, like right before Heist is when they went, this is too unstable. We can't update this anymore.
Yeah,
there are no more updates for 360 and PS3.
Yeah, well, like I was reading how the 360, they just kind of slapped everything together, whereas the Xbox One and the PlayStation version, they actually rebuilt it from the ground up.
Yeah.
And for PS5, they're going to rebuild it from the ground up.
Right.
They haven't announced the Series X version. They're just like, it's just backwards compatible right now. So like, are they even going to bother with the Series X version? It's just like, hey, buy it again.
Oh, excuse me.
No, thank you.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not even on PS5. Nah.
Well, staying on next gen. So remember Insomniac Games were like, hey, if you get Miles Morales Ultimate Edition, we'll give you the Spider-Man remaster for free. Oh, wait, you're in the middle of a playthrough? Well, you have to start over again. Not anymore. They heard your cries. Spider-Man PS4 save data will carry over to this PS5. Insomniac found a way to port your save files over. So
it would have been Fable: The Last Chapters all over again. I'm still salty about that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an expansion pack. Oh, it's the whole game. You have to start over. Saves on transfer. It's like, fuck you. I was done.
Yeah. But yeah, also too that they announced like you could play as Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man. They got that suit, and then there's like one that looks like a Common Rider.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see like in the future what they're gonna do with Miles Morales. What new suits they're gonna give him. I kind of would like a Spider-Verse one of Miles when he has like the hoodie, when he was just like, okay, I've got a suit. I'm not super comfortable in it. I got my hoodie and backpack and Adidas on. Let's just go with that.
I still need to watch that, especially while I still have a Netflix subscription.
Yeah,
which plays into the movie this week, but we'll get there.
Yep. One other quick thing, and I couldn't find, I had a news article for it, but I lost it. But this is a pro tip for anyone, and I've can confirm this does work. The PlayStation Plus collection, which is the games for PS4 that Sony selected. If you have a PlayStation Plus collection, when you get your PS5, here's all these games you can play. So it's like Last of Us Remastered, God of War, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, shit like that. So let's say you had a PS4 and you're like, oh, I want those games. It's like, oh, well, you can only get them off the PS5 menu, which, it's like, okay, I can't afford a PS5. But if you know someone that has a PlayStation 5 and you're super trusting of them and you give them your login information, they can go in, sign in, purchase all those games off the PlayStation Plus collection. You can then re-download them onto your PS4. So my boss at work, his kids bought a PS5. I gave him my logins, and that night I had like 11 emails that said, "Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for your purchase." So because of my boss, let's see if I can get my email open here. Scroll through all the junk here. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 13 PS Plus games are now mine. So I had like what's it? I got the Crash Bandicoot, Insane Trilogy, God of War. Like after that, I like took the games that I had physical discs of, and I traded those into my pawn shop. I was like, well, I got them digitally. I don't need these anymore. Get some trade-in value for that. Although I fucked up and I accidentally gave them Black Ops 4 when Black Ops 4 wasn't part of that. But then I was like, wait a second, I don't play Black Ops 4.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was tempted to actually load Black Ops 4 in just for the zombies. Or not Black. No, never mind. I got Black Ops 3. Black Ops 4 didn't have zombies.
No, it was just regular multiplayer, then blackout mode.
Right.
And then, Warzone happened, and it's like, all right, let's move on to this. And now the new Black Ops is out, and I'm like, I wonder what the player ratio is like for that. But I'll tell you one. Again, I don't have no story. We're just kind of going off track here. But I was kind of curious while playing Spider-Man. I was like, hey, did Square Enix put Spider-Man in the PS4 version of Marvel Avengers yet? Because I heard nothing about that. And that was like the big hook. Was like, hey, get the PS4 version of Marvel Avengers and play Spider-Man exclusively on the system. I heard nothing about it. And then I look and I'm like, wait, is anyone still playing this game? Apparently, this is just the PC version. The player base dropped off by 96%.
Yep.
I was like, oof. And I think I checked the viewer count last night on Twitch. I think their average was 86 viewers. So, man, big promises from Marvel Avengers that did not deliver, apparently.
And you know what? I'm glad I took part in that open beta because I played the open beta for about 10 minutes and was like, wow, this is garbage.
I mean, I found it was just a beat 'em up, like a 3D beat 'em up. It has some story elements, and I was half considering getting this for Melanie and I to play. But then they come to find out that all the multiplayer stuff were just like, capture points and horde modes. I'm like, no, I want to go through the story. You always have a companion with you, so why not? No, it's just like, okay, if you're on story missions, it's single player only. So that was a major turn off, and I'm glad that we never picked it up. If it gets super duper cheap or gets like on Game Pass or something, maybe I'll check it out. But I don't know. Like, someone in chat or comments, could someone like confirm if Spider-Man got put on there? Because I didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah, I have no idea. That's one that honestly was never on my radar.
No. Like, it's one of those ones where it's like they wanted it to be a games as service, and it just became, no, played it, beat it, done with it. Okay, Red Robe saying no Spider-Man. Really? And when did that come out? Is it September, August? I want to say it was fairly recently.
August 14th.
Wow, it's like 3 months in and there's no Wow, I feel bad for any PlayStation 4 owner that bought that expecting to get Spider-Man and they're like, nope. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, God. Even just looking at like the pictures, like I'm on Google image search, it looks like they captured their stunt doubles. Like it's weird. It's weird that they made this game at this point this realistic, but didn't use the actual actors.
Oh, money. The taxes.
Weird to me.
Yeah, the figure thing means the taxes. And finally, this is the one that's probably going to take us the longest to get through. I'm going to skip a whole lot of them because it's a lot of the stuff that I just don't care about. But the Keighlys got the nominees for the Keighlys 2020 got announced. The the game trailers television show featuring awards. I'll be interested to see how this pans out in a COVID world, because when he hosted Gamescom, he was just on a stage and there was just Zoom calls. So we'll go over the nominees real quick. Basically, I'll go over the nominees. We'll each pick who we want to win and then who we'll think will win or who's going to win. Basically,
I'm gonna actually be putting my votes in though while we do it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pass all the esports stuff because honestly, we don't pay attention to the esports. I don't know who any of these people are. I'm sure
I
they're all.
I threw a vote to Golden Boy just because he was an AEW announcer. But
I mean,
other than that,
I'm sure they're all fine men and women in their field. It's just that you know us. We play good games. We don't play games good, and that's why we'll never be an esports team.
It's just not. It's not something I pay that much attention to, honestly.
Best esports game: Call of Duty: Modern Warfare, CS:GO, Fortnite, League of Legends, Valorant. I don't have any stakes in this, so I don't really want to pick a winner. But who I think is going to win? Probably CS:GO.
I think Valorant's going to take it all the way.
We'll be split. As I was thinking, League.
I mean, that's still the king.
That's still the king.
Yeah.
I'm being completely and utter full of shit. You and I both know Valorant is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Fat apparently was almost on an esports team at one point, though.
Best esports event. Well, you really only had 2 months worth of esports events until the world went to shit. So really, not much you can do with that. Yeah. Coach, athlete. All right. Okay.
Literally, I haven't heard of any of the athletes. I've maybe heard of a team or two. Like, it's just
okay. So
nothing against them. They're very good. I don't know shit about it.
This one's an interesting category. Best debut game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio, we've got Carry On, Mortal Shell, I don't know how to pronounce that. Raji
probably, yeah.
Roki and Phasmophobia. I would probably give it. I think like my pick and what's going to win will probably be Phasmophobia, based on pure popularity alone, and it's a game that made Ro poop his pants in fear.
Yeah, my vote is for Carrion, but I think it's going to be Phasmophobia. Like
Carrion, I still have to play. It's on my list.
Janky as hell, but it's super super popular.
So much so, quick plug. My wife is going to be streaming it tomorrow night with a bunch of other ladies in the G1 group. So I think with like Miss Mindy, I think Hugs is going to be part of that. Possibly even a Claire Bear. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh God,
that'll be tomorrow night. Stick tuned to our Twitters. What do you think, Eric?
What was the question?
Best debut game.
Sorry.
Who do you want, and who do you think is going to win?
That guy.
Carrion, Mortal Shell, Raji and Ancient Epic, Rookie, and Phasmophobia.
I'm not gonna lie. From what I'm seeing, man, that's a rough one. Best breakout game though. I want Mortal Shell to win because from what I'm seeing on that looks sexy. But I think Phasmo's going to take it.
Oh, sorry. Everyone in chat was like, wait, I thought this was Saturday. Yes, Saturday. She's playing it Saturday. Sorry, Saturday. Oh. They'll be playing it Saturday.
So what are days anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. And for the record, if y'all think I'm nodding off over here, I am.
Okay, so next up we have Content Creator of the Year, powered by Adobe. We have Alana Pierce, J.N. Lopez, Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman, and Valkyrie.
I'm gonna go with Tim the Tatman because he's just been taking just a beating this year from
Fall Guys.
Yeah,
from Fall Guys. I mean, like seriously, he's just the butt of the jokes. So
yeah,
you gotta give it to him.
I think Tim the Tatman's probably going to win, but I'm still going to vote for Alana for, company allegiance or something. She seems like a very good person.
I would like I hope Tim would win. I think Alana would win, although as of yesterday, I really think she should take herself out of contention, as she can not really call herself a content creator anymore, as in the sense of YouTube. She has now gotten a new job as a video game writer for world famous, dramatic pause, Santa Monica Studios. If anyone watched The Tester, you know what that's about.
Yep.
Every goddamn elimination, Meredith would do the same goddamn line. And I'm just like, Aaron, get out of there as soon as you can. Oh, wait, you didn't tell your team how to shoot the melons. Your game ends here. It's like, that's okay. I'm going to go do Game Grumps. Probably make more money than shitty testers ever will. Yeah. Just give it to him out of the fact that it took him so long to get a goddamn crown in Fall Guys. Just give him that,
Right.
guys. Go.
Yeah.
What do I get? It took me longer.
But if this,
you had one before he did.
But here's the thing: if all
I
of
don't think I
these
did.
categories are like audience votes, it's gonna go to Alana. I feel.
I want to point out I only have two. I got one of them I got this week. I think I was a week or two behind Tin the Tap Man, actually.
Yeah. Next up, best multiplayer game.
I want to throw out some confusion.
We have Animal Crossing: New Horizon, Among Us, Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant.
First of all, I barely remember what Valorant is at this point.
Valorant is the competitive shooter from Riot Games. The company this was their next game after League of Legends.
Okay.
Yeah. This was the one that was super popular because of the beta, and unless you got like the drop, like there was a drop every 6 hours, which is what Hyperscape kind of fucked up at. They gave away too many drops right away, so too many people got to play it and then realized how shitty it was.
Right.
Okay, there's my weekly diss on Hyperscape. Good night, everyone. Best multiplayer game.
I'm confused as to why Animal Crossing is on here. Yes, it has multiplayer, but like for like built-in multiplayer, it wasn't much. You went to a friend's island and you could kind of do,
I'm gonna say
do the same sort of things, but it was just like,
yeah, I would probably say Fall Guys.
Much to it.
I would like Fall Guys to win. Who I think will win would be
Warzone.
I'm going Among Us. Like that's the newer hotness, but like, again, that came out of fucking nowhere, and it's simple, but like,
no,
and I know it's not my personal choice of game. It stresses me out too much.
I might be the bad guy here. I honestly don't think Among Us should be. I'm happy they had the success story that they did, but this game came out 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it should not be in contention for anything. Warband says in chat, didn't Among Us come out in 2018? Yes.
It did.
And it didn't gain prominence until, lockdown, and Soda Poppin' found it, and people were like, oh, wait, this looks fun. Let me try it out. Wait, this game's... Who cares? Let's just play. Best sports and racing game. We've got Dirt 5, F1 2020, FIFA 21, NBA 2K 21, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Pro Skater 1 and 2.
What? Yeah, oh yeah, my personal pick is Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, which
should win Tony Hawk, probably going to win FIFA.
Probably going to be FIFA.
And that will make Jimbo happy.
I mean, I've heard good stuff about Dirt 5, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet, so.
Okay. Here's Eric's category. Best sim strategy. Crusader Kings 3, Desperados 3, Gears Tactics, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or XCOM Chimera Squad.
Should win, I think, is going to be tough. Or, like, will win. I'm voting Crusader Kings. I've seen some stuff that looks really interesting. I almost rated someone, actually, at one point, who was playing Crusader Kings 3, but, like, a fair amount of violence and a fair amount of nudity in that one. Also, the person's, like, their title for the stream was like, "Come watch the horny drama," and it's like, we're not going to steer Game Days in that direction.
Right. That's a tough one.
That's
Like,
gonna be
don't get me
tough.
wrong. I mean, again, I'm really enjoying Gears Tactics. I do actually want to play Chimera Squad. Because Chimera Squad is supposed to take place after 2. Honestly, I think the best sim is probably going to go to Flight Simulator.
Hey, I could see it going to Flight Sim, but that's one of those I'd almost want to see, like the. I mean, I would love to see how the voting went regardless, but I'd love to see how the voting goes on this one. Like, if it's whatever wins is like way out of the water, or
I'm sure.
I looked, it's also like public vote is only like 10%, and then there's a jury of 95 people. That's the other 90% of the vote.
Yeah, I'm sure one of us will be streaming live reactions and snarky comments towards it at some point, whether on Game Days or on my channel or. Well, actually, that's on a Thursday. I don't think Rob would stream that because it would conflict with G1WU.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of, keep going.
Yeah. So, best family game, which is not a runaway for Nintendo this year. There you go.
Also true. You're not wrong. Yeah. That was last year.
Yeah, last year was best Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So best family game goes to Animal Crossing New Horizon, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario The Origami King. From what I've heard, Origami King was not good.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to even try that one.
I have no opinions on Minecraft Dungeons because I have not played it. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, that's expensive. It's great for kids, but wow, is it like? I think it's died on Twitch. I don't see anyone streaming it. It's basically like I spent $100 on an RC car. I played around with it once and never touched it again.
I mean, I mean, I thought it was neat, but it's the Labo without having the fun of putting it together.
Yeah. I have seen people streaming it and trying to make like really unique tracks. Like I've seen people even try to make bridges. So they go like get like a pizza box, cut it out, and it's like, all right, that's our bridge. We could drive over it and under it. And then the camera gets caught, and it's like, I'm stuck. Yeah, Fall Guys. I wouldn't really call that a family game.
No,
because like if you fall, you're gonna be like, fuck.
Honestly, they definitely keep a family image with
Mario.
Yeah,
I think Mario will have that one.
I think it's Animal Crossing.
The Animal Crossing's gonna.
That's what I'm voting for. Yeah.
Animal Crossing will get that for sure.
I know. Like I fell off from it. I've been popping into it more in the past few days, but like that took the fuck off.
This year, can we say that Best Fighting Games is basically scraping the bottom? We've got 2 games that have been out for over 2 years now. One of them's based on One Punch Man. I think this is like the DLC to another game. And then Grand Blue Fantasy is like the only new fighting game that came out. Like, yeah, like these, like it's enough editions that it could be warranted a new game. Yeah, maybe if you didn't buy the base game. Like, sorry, Street Fighter and MK should not be here. I feel it's a padding.
Right. And I think, Mortal Kombat will take that.
Mortal Kombat will take it.
Yeah,
it's just that they have like the better online infrastructure. They have like the better characters. Like they finally got Melina.
Robe said, "I own One Punch Man. That game shouldn't be on the list."
Was it that bad?
Yeah. Well, we've got best role-playing game, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, and Yakuza Like a Dragon.
You know what? I want Fantasy VII Remake to win, but I think it's going to go to Persona 5.
It's technically not a new game.
I know.
DLC for a game. Like, they do this every year. They have to put a DLC for RPG in because there's not enough RPGs.
I'll vote for 7 Remake, but
yeah, 7 Remake for me was just, I love 7 Remake.
I mean, don't get me wrong. For what I played of Wasteland 3, it was pretty good. That was more of a top-down Fallout than...
What I'm hearing about Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon is that you really don't need to play the previous 800 games in the series, because this plays like a JRPG. And the reason why it's called Like a Dragon, from what I heard, is that like the Japanese name of it, that's the little translation of it. This guy here gets out of jail. He's been in for 20 years. He's just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we run the Yakuza, but we quested like Dragon Quest? It's just like he's a big fan of Dragon Quest and he wants to be part of it.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll vote for 7 Remake, and 7 will win. I hope.
It probably will.
I will. Best action adventure game, we've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Jedi Fallen Order, Last of Us Part 2.
Well, I never played Ghost of Tsushima, although I heard it was freaking amazing. I'm going to vote for Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm playing so far, Star Wars. Like, Miles Morales and Valhalla, I like question their inclusion because they just came out 2 days ago.
Right.
But then again, they had PUBG on there for years for like these types of games, and it was technically never finished. Like, they were nominated for categories, and then the developers came out and said, "Hey, version 1's finally done." It was like, cool.
Yeah, I could see Ghost winning, but I'm going to vote for Morales. Also, controversial opinion. I think Ubisoft sandboxes are boring as hell. Just in general, they're.
Now just regular action game. We got Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4.
I played literally none of these games, so
I mean, I think y'all know which one my vote is going towards.
You're gonna go for Hades.
I
gotta go for
Half-Life Alyx.
No, because I don't have a fucking VR headset.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't have a $800 VR headset.
I don't have a Valve Index, so I have.
Yeah, it's only a specific headset that will let you play that game. It's Valve's headset. You can't play it on Oculus. You can't play it on HTC. You can't play it on PlayStation.
I can see Doom Eternal winning it, but my vote is for Hades. Hades is so fucking good.
Yeah. I think Doom Eternal's winning it, and that's my pick because out of all those games, like, it's the only one I've played. But I really, really liked what I played of Doom Eternal. Innovation in accessibility. Okay, what the hell does this mean?
Recognizing software and our hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
Right.
So, adding captions, adding colorblind modes, like I feel like part of what Grounded is here is probably the arachnophobia mode, where the big fucking terrifying spiders, you can make them look less and less like spiders until you're okay with it, to the point where they're just like an orb. Things like that.
Yeah, so we got Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot, Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion. So basically, vote for the game that has the most sliders that will help as many people as possible play video games. I really don't know any of the stuff on there. I touched Grounded for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I did like 2 game days in it, and I think I did like a game day and then something for a special. And then that's all I've done.
Okay.
For Grounded. I never went back. And they've added a lot more stuff now, but I have not been back to it.
Here's my category. Best VR AR game. So we've got Dreams, Half-Life Alyx, Iron Man VR, Squadrons, and Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
I'll just go Squadrons right now.
I can see. I'm going to say Squadrons probably going to win it. I'm going to vote for Iron Man VR because it seemed like From
Yeah.
from what you played of it, seeing you playing it seemed like a very
Yeah,
well
like-
fleshed out game.
Like Half-Life Alex, I really can't say I can't say anything about it because obviously I don't have
right,
that
yeah, that
particular headset
could
for that
be,
game,
too.
and I'm not going to buy a headset just for that game. I love Squadrons, but if I'm sorry if you got that on Xbox One, but you'll never be able to experience it in VR, so it's very like inaccessible. But man, like Iron Man VR, love that. I really hope that went. I think it's going to go to Half-Life though.
Well,
Just for as much as like Iron Man VR makes you feel like Iron Man, Half-Life Alex, from what I've seen, technically does so much more with the technology as far as like control and item manipulation. Iron Man was like a full-fledged game built for VR. I really would like that to win, but I think it's going to go to Alex. Best community support. So recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. So we've got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Fall Guys, Fortnite, No Man's Skies, Valorant. Fall Guys is
Fall
taking
Guys.
this. Fall Guys is
Fall
taking
Guys
it.
social media is hilarious.
Yes.
They've been transparent about everything. Like even the players like, all right, so this is what we tried to do with cheating. That failed. So now we're gonna add easy anti-cheat.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, even looking at some of these, I'm gonna throw Fortnite right out because of the stupid battle to try to get out of Apple that got them kicked off the Apple Store. I'm going to throw Apex out because of Season 7 and completely changing the way progression works as far as the Battle Pass goes, to make the fact that it's actually more grindy now. And in fact, they fixed weekly challenges and gave everybody 10 levels in the Battle Pass to make up for it today. It's still a stupid star-based system, but they did revert the way weekly challenges work and just went, here's some bonuses to help.
Right, and I would vote No Man's Sky out because they've already kind of redeemed themselves. They don't need to be here again.
Yeah. No Man's Sky, I think, would be a strong second place because they turned that fucking shit. They turned that ship around. Literally.
If you saw me facepalm when we're talking Fortnite and the Apple thing, it's because of what I've read today. I'm not going to repeat it. It was, just look up the newest news and the ongoing fight between Apple and Fortnite and Epic Games, and you can see why both of these companies are dog shit, and they deserve everything comes to them, especially how one person described how this proceedings are going.
For sure, but like the fact that they managed to deplatform themselves in this stupid fight means they don't win best community support.
So best mobile game, for the best mobile game playable on a mobile device, obviously. We've got Among Us, Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, Legends of Runeterra, and Pokemon Cafe Mix. This game won last year. Why is it back?
Yeah, I'm voting for Among Us. I know we could still make the argument that like
2 years ago,
it shouldn't be here, but like,
right?
It's one of those like for cultural impact. I can see why it's here.
I would probably say Genshin Impact.
I mean, I've heard good stuff about Genshin Impact, but I haven't played it myself.
My coworkers play it a lot, and they like it. It is a battery hog because it is so graphically intense on mobile, but it's like it is Breath of the Wild with waifus.
I'm with you. I would yeet Call of Duty Mobile right out of this category.
Yeah. And not to say that Call of Duty Mobile is a bad game. It's not. Like when Bolin told us about that app that, hey, you can play this on your PC with mouse and keyboard, I was like, shit, let's try it out. Holy shit, I'm wrecking these fools because everyone's probably playing on their phone. I think it has controller support now. But yeah, for a game that literally won this category last year. No, yeeted out. Best indie game, Carry On, Fall Guys, Hades, Spelunky 2, and Spiritfarer.
Fall Guys.
First of all, I didn't know Spelunky 2 was out.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize that got released.
Yeah,
I remember hearing it was
release.
coming. I didn't hear it actually released.
I think it's on PC and PS4.
Oh, okay. That might be why, because I don't have a PS4. This would be so tough for me. Like, I mean, I'm voting Hades because it's my favorite game of these, including Fall Guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, like if they had Studio of the Year on here, it would be Mediatonic. 100%. They have made two of my favorite games this year. I think Fall Guys is going to win. I'm still voting Hades.
Man, like all those nominations, I
Spirit
really
Fair,
need to play
but
Carry
I haven't
On.
played it, but it looks really fucking cute, and I want to play it. It's one of those that's on my bucket list, but it's something I got to play with Joe. So it's finding time for us to do it together.
I really need to play Carry On if it's been nominated for this many awards. Like, it's sitting on my hard drive waiting to play it.
And I think I saw somebody playing it. It might have been Woody.
Yeah,
it was Woody.
Yeah, Woody's been recommending me to play it. I think he was recommending me to play what I was playing in the Messenger. Or Blazing Chrome. I can't remember. I was playing a retro throwback game, and he's like, "Oh, you probably like Carry On." And I watched the trailer for it. I was like, "Yeah, I would. This looks interesting."
Yeah.
Best ongoing game.
More first blob destroying the fucking science center.
Best ongoing game. I mean, do we have to? It's going to be Fortnite.
It's going to be Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Apex just to take a vote away from Fortnite, but it's going to be
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Also, yeah. I hate that this is a category. Like, who fucking cares?
Best game that you won't stop playing.
Right.
Games for Impact. Thought-provoking game with pro social meaning of message. If Found, Kentucky Route Zone TV Edition, Spiritfarer, Tell Me Why. Ain't
Tell Me
Nothing
Why.
But a Heartbreak. Tell Me Why.
And Through the Darkest of Times.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Spiritfarer. I can see it being Tell Me Why. People love Life is Strange. And I mean, I've heard good stuff about Tell Me Why, but although looking at the art style, I kind of want to track down Through the Darkest of Times. It looks interesting. just from like that screenshot, it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Best performance. So we've got Ashley Johnson as Ellie from Last of Us Part 2, Laura Bailey as Abby from Last of Us Part 2. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but the Ghost of Tsushima guy. Logan Cunningham as Hades, and Najee Jeter as Miles Morales. It's probably going to go to one of the Last of Us Part 2 ones because if you think wrong,
Right
you're wrong.
All the critters are going to be split because that's two members of Critical Role. Ashley Johnson and Laura Bailey.
Yeah.
I'm going to split from everything I've said. I'm going to vote for Miles Morales. I mean, Hades is fine. Maybe I'm not far enough in, but yeah, it's fine.
I mean, he did the same thing Yuri Yolthal did, and he like re-recorded his lines twice, once in stationary and one in moving. If you're on phone calls,
yeah. I mean, Hades is fine, but I probably haven't gotten like far enough maybe to get the real like emotions of it besides just being like pissed at you. So
Silent Hero saying that Miles is the Gene's first role.
Not your first role.
Wow,
cool.
Give it to him then.
Yeah, but I could see it going to Ashley Johnson.
Yeah,
I feel like internet nerds would be mad because Laura Bailey plays Abby because people are pissy and.
I've not played.
I know why.
Part 2 yet.
I specifically spoiled it to know why is everyone so grumpy, and it's like, fucking get over yourselves.
Right.
I don't know. Like I haven't had anything really spoiled for me. Actually, there's one thing that was kind of spoiled to me, but I knew that was going to come up because of Last of Us Part 1. I don't know. Like I feel like I really shouldn't play this game because it's so it's so divisive that people get mad about it, and I'm like, okay, you know what? That's just. Let's see. Best audio design. Doom Eternal, Half-Life, Ghost of Tsushima, RE3, and Last of Us Part 2. Which game make go boom?
I'm gonna vote for Doom because I haven't played any of these enough to have. I mean, I've played a little bit of Doom, not a lot, but I haven't played any of these to really like have a handle on the audio design.
How many more movies do we have to go through? Score, music, art
Or
direction,
music.
narrative. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh wait, there's
There's a bunch.
yeah, let's just go
It's like
through.
5 more. It's 5 more.
Best score and
But-
music, Doom Eternal, FF7 remake, Hades, Ori and the Wizard. Yes. I love
Probably gonna go
all
to
the remix tunes. I love everything about FF7 remake. Like the music in that was fantastic. Keep that up.
My vote's still going to go to Hades, but it's probably going to be remake.
Art direction,
It's still stuck in my
remake.
head.
Literally the same games got nominated for art direction. I probably go with Hades as well.
Yeah. The game
Just
is
'cause-
beautiful. And it's
yeah.
like, also, why is every character in that game so fucking hot? Why did they design every character to be so hot? Play the game. It's like every character is beautiful.
Best narrative, 13 Sentinels. I've been hearing a lot about that, and I have no idea what it's about. I think it's about Japanese robots.
Maybe.
I know,
Judging
Will's
by the
playing it.
picture.
Kind of, yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FF7 remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us Part 2.
I'm going to vote remake because the story is there, but like it's there. I'm sure it gets better the further I get into the game, but yeah,
God, it's the same. It's the same
it's there.
games at the top there. All right, let's just get right to game of the year because we're running long on this. Game of the year: Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Animal Crossing: New Horizons, or Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us
that-
Part 2.
this is a stacked category. And also, Last of Us Part 2 is here.
Yeah.
I would love to see
Have you ever
Fantasy
heard-
7.
Have you ever heard that joke of people like who have legitimate claims that it's how Last of Us Part 2 is really not all that great, and they go do this and this and this, but at the end of their conversation they said, "Oh, but Game of the Year." You have to say Game of the Year. Why? Because the internet will be mad if you don't say Game of the Year.
I mean, I've heard this argument somewhere else. Like, it's a Game of the Year game. It's like Last of Us and Last of Us Part 2 are the Oscar movies of video games. It feels like they're specifically made to try to win awards.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're gunning for.
Yeah.
Right.
Who cares if the gameplay or the stuff is good? It's like, we're making a story. It's like, go make a movie then. Honestly, I could see this going to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I could see
yeah.
Tsushima getting it. Going through all of them, Doom Eternal was fine. I don't know if I'd call it Game of the Year. I can see it going to remake because of just how long everyone's waiting for it. And I've heard it's fucking excellent. Yeah, Rope said exactly.
It's the Oscar bait.
Last of Us 2 is Oscar bait the game.
Yeah,
It's
and
exactly
the Keighlys
that.
are the Oscars, where it's
Oh, fuck the
You know.
Oscars. Fuck the Oscars, man.
fuck you,
Fuck you.
I tell you.
Yeah, I can see Ghost getting it.
Yeah.
Also, my vote is Hades, but that's a long shot.
And here's the thing, in the long run, by the way, that's it for the news. In the long run, these like 4 of these awards are going to get shown in between the 20 million world premiere trailers that we're going to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
And Animal Crossing, it was real good, but like,
Hang on.
I don't know if it was the game of the year. It was a game of the first half of the year. Like, if we did this in June, 100%, it would have been Animal Crossing. But there has been a lot of good shit in games this year.
Yeah.
Like, as much as everything else has been a dumpster, games have been good. We had a good year for games, even at the very end of a console generation, technically.
Technically. Well, speaking of console generations, that's what we're going to get into next. So normally, next segment, we would review a movie based on a video game to see if Hollywood can replicate what game designers put on our televisions. But this time, we're going to get learning. We need to learn about where we came from. So it's time for our favorite segment that I can never remember the name of. It's Video Games, the Movie, the Game, the Review. I think I got it right.
I think so.
Yeah. So
Yep.
what we watched was a 6 episode documentary on Netflix called High Score. So basically, it's produced by Netflix directly. by the same team that did the Toys That Made Us. If you've ever watched that series, but
that's next on my watch list now.
yeah, it's not as mean spirited as the Toys That Made Us, because Toys That Made Us, I'll spoil kind of a little thing there. There's some like cutthroat stuff that happens in the toy industry. Especially with the guys that made He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and the women that made Barbie. Those 2 episodes you should like pay close attention to. But
I also want to start, before we get too far into this, I've been waiting for this podcast for like a month and a half, because in late September, it was like, Wolf, you haven't been on the podcast in a while, and a lot of that was because I had a weekly D&D game that was running Wednesdays. It was like, I mean, that's kind of fizzling out. I'm good. It's like, all right, we're going to do this. Oh, wait, shit, it's going to be October. Now watch Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Which, again, I talked about it then, but I've already seen Resident Evil. I already know it's shit.
It's like,
so then we finally got to this, but then the first podcast of the month we did Indie Game the Movie. It's like, finally, we get to see the thing I've been looking forward to seeing.
Yeah.
For like almost 2 months.
And the thing I've been waiting to finish, because I watched the first couple episodes, I was like, oh, I need to, actually go back to this.
So worth it though.
Yeah. So 6 episodes. It's narrated by Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario.
And like every other male in the Mario.
Yeah,
universe.
Eventually. He's like, all right. It's like, oh yeah, we can't get these guys to do Luigi and Wario. Can you just do it? And it's like, all right, I do Luigi. So it obviously begins with the beginning, with the rise of Atari and arcades, and the subsequent crash. The rise of Nintendo and Sega. And then episode 3, I think, is your favorite, Wolf, which is
hell yeah.
Role-playing and Choose Your Own Adventure and text adventure
games. Kenny Roberta Williams, Richard Garriott, the D&D and the Satanic Panic. Like,
yes.
And it was also really interesting to learn about like the first LGBTQ.
Yeah, I never knew about
RPG.
that.
No, and part of that was because 15 years ago it got fucking lost.
Yeah.
He talks about it in the movie, but apparently he was moving from Honolulu to Sacramento, or San Francisco rather, and the movers just never showed up, and he couldn't afford to get back to Honolulu, so all of his source code, everything was gone, and it was finally like probably like as they were filming it, someone finally found a copy of it. So they touch on it a little bit at the very end of that episode. You can download that now from archive.org.
Oh, really?
Like you can just download it now for free. It's just out there.
What was it called?
I'm sure it's
Gameblade?
Gameblade.
Yeah.
You take on cops and giant crabs and
Pappy Cannon
and Pappy Cannon is the final boss. I'm sure it's super of its time, but like,
oh yeah,
I love when the guy who made it was like, yeah, I made the enemies to get things I was afraid of. Yeah, I had crabs in high school, so you fight giant crabs.
And I will say this: I was very like the first time I heard. I actually had to look up who it was, but like the opening credits, I got a very, very twerp vibe to it. I was like, yeah, I had to look it up. It was Power Glove, so not surprising, it was Power Glove that did the music for this.
Nice.
Oh, got it.
So.
Yeah. One of the things I like about the documentary, and I'll go back and see if I can find some scenes there, but like they like drew their own like right here, like they drew their own sprite animations to kind of describe stuff. And when they get to the one where they're talking about the revolution of 3D games, which is they show John Carmack and John Romero working on Wolfenstein, their version of a PC Mario 3, but they're just like rocking out and they're coding and they're going like this. The little pixel art guys are going like this.
Yeah, the narrated art direction in this was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean the whole the series as a whole was phenomenally written.
Yeah, Melanie sat down and watched the final episode with me with talking about 3D and then like the innovations, and then they basically just fast forwarded today, and she just squealed because the last shot is Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Lara jumping off into like a puddle and went, ah!
Yeah, there are lots of things that are like great little touches, like spoilers, I guess. Spoilers for a documentary, but you're into the 3D, and this is how it, this is where we're going now. But you always have to remember to go back to the beginning, and then they finally talked to Nolan Bushnell, like the original creator of Pong.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to go back to inclusion. I love that we talked about Jerry Lawson, the first gentleman to make video game cartridges.
being a person of color.
Being a person of color.
I never knew that.
The first like world champion in a video game for Space Invaders, and she is now she's trans female.
She's trans, yeah. Jack Kirby, the original.
Also, she was like lead programmer of Interplay for a while. I looked it up after. It's like, oh fuck, she made a lot of games after this. She had a hell of a career, actually.
Jack Kirby, after winning the big lawsuit against Universal over Donkey Kong, and Nintendo made Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby is based on Jack Kirby.
John Kirby.
John Kirby.
Jack
Kirby.
Kirby was I was going to say Jack Kirby of Marvel Comics.
Silver Surfer, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Kirby. So, but it was funny. Like I paused that to explain that to my wife because she was wondering what I was watching. I was like, so we're at the section now where they're talking about this lawsuit that's John Kirby, the cross-examiner for Nintendo. It's like, so why are you giggling? It's like, because apparently that's who Kirby is, based off of. And then she looks at Kirby and looks at him and like, all right.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
You kind of see it. I mean, it's...
I kind of wish they had talked Sierra a little more. They only got up to like Mystery House and then kind of showed a little bit of King's Quest 1 at the end. But then, like, when they're talking about Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat, they stopped it. They probably knew, it gets real bad when you get into like current gen. Yeah. So it's like they only got to like the PS2 era of showing some like intelligent worse than ever. And it's like, you didn't scratch the surface, guys.
Oh, you did not get to MK11. Well, I guess probably when they were filming that, MK11 probably wasn't even released yet.
Well, I mean, even Mortal Kombat X didn't even get that far. They stopped at like Deadly Alliance-ish, showing like
actually, no, I think fatalities. Did they stop at? I thought they stopped at 4. Because I think the last thing I saw was like Scorpion turning into a scorpion to rip someone's head off.
Well, I mean that's like as far as they got though. Was like early 3D era Mortal Kombat's not into the really gory shit of 9, 10, and 11. Like there's another level once we got after Armageddon.
Oh yeah. I know that. So I got some notes
the
here.
fighting game one was also really interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't take notes. I just watched it.
I got notes about stuff. Right. So I've got this paused on ET. So after watching the documentary, you cannot blame the programmer for this. Spielberg signed off on this. He thought this was good. So you want to blame the crash? You want to blame the crash on anyone? Blame it on Spielberg. I'm glad I didn't trust him when he said that Kinect was the future of video games.
I mean, E.T. wasn't the only reason for the crash, but it's the reason that gets blamed. But I mean, also it was like they had like 5 weeks to make the whole game.
Yeah.
Even though programming was probably easier on the Atari, 5 weeks to put out a licensed game.
Right.
Fucking hell.
One of the other things I like seeing was footage of the Nintendo World Championships, the MTV Sega Championships, and then esports in general. Esports in general, when we got to the fighting games, like there was like fighting game tournaments for Street Fighter Turbo on the Super Famicom, and like they're super well produced. I'm like, why? Like I think it might be a rights issue, but can we get the rights and put this up on YouTube? Like I would love to watch these things fully produced. Like we watch esports and Evo and League Championship or Overwatch League or stuff like that, and like the level of polish that went in that they had that back in the 90s. Why can't we watch that?
Right, and like honestly, the set for the Wizard of the championships, it's like it's not that far off.
No, I know. Like I look at this, I was like, this looks like the Wizard.
They were about they were spot
Apparently,
on.
just use their actual sets for that shit. Like that one blew my mind. It's like, oh, it actually looked like that. All right, it looks like a movie set. It doesn't look real.
Yeah. When they were in the RPG realm, number one, I really wish they talked a little bit about Dragon Quest, because it's like we you got the RPGs, Sierra did that, and then Lord British did the Ultima series, but then talk about how Japan took that as well, Western tabletop RPGs, and made that into Dragon Quest, and the fact that Dragon Quest is so huge in Japan that it's a national holiday when a new game comes out. Like Japan shuts down. They're like, go play Dragon Quest for a day, then go back to work. Like, no talk of that.
They're obviously probably any episode you can say, well, why didn't you mention this?
Yeah,
right.
But when
because you want to talk about diametric opposite, like the start of 3D, we talked about Doom and Star Fox.
Right.
Yeah, which I made the note, Argonaut reverse engineers a Game Boy to make a 3D game. Nintendo finds it and said, instead of finding them or cease and desist, hey, that looks cool, want to work for us? You do that today? It's like, hey, I'm thinking of making this fan game based on Metroid. Done.
Well, I mean, if I remember right, from the time they were also like, you didn't do that. You just show us that you really did this on a Game Boy. This is actually possible.
I mean, nowadays, like I said, if you even think about putting it up online and saying, yeah, I'm thinking of doing this, cue up the video of Wooly. Shut the fuck up. You cannot DMCA fun once it's out there. Once again, I'm not a lawyer. Do not do this. The role-playing stuff. But man, whenever Richard Garriott was on screen, he was showing all the stuff from Ultima, and I'm just... And I'm thinking back to all those Spoonie videos where he talked about Ultima. But I swear when he was like, well, it's like, well, I get into the future games and it's like, oh yeah, if you steal this thing, you can't get that weapon because you weren't a good person. And it's you have to learn the virtues and the values of the the mantra of the Avatar. And immediately in my head is that clip of Ultima 9 from Spoonie that says, "What's a paladin? What's a paladin?" That's just like, and then they talked about mazes and monsters. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Mazes and Monsters is a far out game. Tom Hanks, a made-for-TV movie about Dungeons and Dragons, but Mazes and Monsters. Then they tried to LARP, but he gets so freaked out he thought he saw a monster that it breaks his brain. There's a scene, I thought they were going to show it. I thought they were going to show it with him at a payphone. He calls Wendy Crewson, and she's like, "Where are you?" It's like, "I'm in New York. I think I killed a guy. I killed a guy."
The Satanic Panic was so stupid. Like,
yes.
This era where everything is devil worship and...
Yeah.
Because I even heard about that as a kid. Like, don't play Dungeons and Dragons because... some kids think it's real, and they'll go into sewers to try to find actual monsters, and they'll die. It's like,
right.
That's such, like, even as a kid, it was like, that doesn't sound real.
The final thing I want to bring up, and I want a show of hands from people in chat and YouTube in the comments, and also from you guys here. Dial-up modems, when they're talking about getting Doom from those servers when it launched. Because the guy was, Charles Martinet was like, oh yeah, you dialed up, you would wait and wait and wait, then you're online. Then someone picked up the phone and you got disconnected. Did that ever happen?
Yes.
Is that a...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a US thing, but when I had dial-up, if you picked up the phone, all the person on the phone would hear from the modem.
Oh yeah, I mean,
they would hang it up and then go, get off the internet. I need to make a call. It would never kick me off.
Both. I mean, if you picked up the phone, you'd hear the internet noise. But
yeah,
it was.
But it
there's also a good chance it would kick you off.
Yeah,
like,
it was contingent on what modem you were using.
Weird.
So yeah, so like I had one on my computer at because my parents were divorced, so I had one of my mom's that if someone picked up, it would kick it off. But then I'd go over to my dad's and you'd get the the screech, and then
I want to say eventually my grandfather, because like I don't think we ever really had a home computer at my house during the dial-up days. But my grandparents always had one. I think they eventually got a second. And the second, obviously they had a phone number, but they just used the second line for AOL and to be on the internet. And then they had their first line for actual phone calls. So if you picked up the phone, there may have been one phone that was connected to the second line, but like you picked up the phone, you just got dial tone.
That never happened. No matter what PC we had, what modem we had, if you picked it up, it did not disconnect you. It would just, you'd hear the noise, you put down the phone, you get frustrated, you tell the person to get off because you had to call someone. So you pause your download, you disconnect, you take the call, then you reconnect. Eventually, before like everyone left our neck of the woods, and because like back where we lived, that's all you could get is dial-up. Companies would release, like the phone companies would give you the software that you could actually, like someone called while you're on the internet, it would actually pop up on the screen and you could choose whether to answer it or just tell them, hey, I'm on the internet. I'll get you in a minute. So we actually had a call waiting so I could click on it, disconnect the internet, and then the call would come through. Then you had to pick it up right away. But never have I ever had anyone in our family pick up the phone and then it dropped the connection. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting yep, yes all the time. That's crazy. Never happened to me.
My parents still think that kind of.
Yeah.
Also,
I have to put this up, and I have to remind myself to do this for the next podcast, but I need to ask my mother this highly important question. I want everyone else, this is your homework assignment, G1s. I need you to go ask your mom and dads, if you had a video game console in your day, I want you to ask your mom and dads, were they a stickler for you constantly plugging the RCA cable, so the yellow, white, and red cables, into the TV? They didn't want you to do that because they thought they would break it. I'm going to ask my mother if she really thought that would happen, or she just told us that because she didn't want us fucking with the TV.
I want to say, and part of it is my own upbringing, but like, I want to say until PlayStation 1 or 2, we really didn't even use those. We were mostly using the coax when I was a kid.
Yeah,
until like PlayStation 2.
Yeah, everything I had was coax.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation 1, I think we had coax.
I had RF switches for like the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, and you needed that TV box for the Atari because it didn't have that type of system. But I always wanted to, like, I hated the RF because the signal was so shitty and you didn't get stereo audio. So like when you plug those cables in, like you got like at the time the best picture possible, but like they're always a stickler. Like, oh, don't plug that in. You're gonna break it. You don't know what you're doing. I'm like, I think I know what I'm doing on this TV more than you think I do.
Right.
I'm gonna ask my mother. She's invited my wife and I over for dinner on Sunday. I'm gonna ask her that. I'm gonna ask her. It's like, do you really think we were breaking the TV, or do you just didn't want us playing the video game? Like you're just lying to us. Is that a parent lie? Is this something I'm gonna have to like like telling my kids, it's like, no, stop plugging the HDMI in there. You're gonna break the TV.
They'd give us like the stupidest cable box for for like our bedrooms, like it was all coax, and my stepfather at the time ran like an electronics business. My mom was in radio. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they knew that they'd pass it down enough to us that we knew
Yeah.
how we were doing as well.
Fatman Man says in chat,
Like-
nah, they just didn't want us to go behind the TV and plug the VCR back in. But then again, you did get those VCRs eventually, and you got the TVs eventually that had the RCA cables in the front.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
still didn't want you touching that.
No, by the time I got there, I had my own stuff. It was in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time I moved out, I had like my own television that I plugged in there, and guess what? It didn't. Well, it did break, but that's just because I was plugging it in and out. Like maybe they were right about something. I don't know.
Was I the only one who had a cable box that was like, and this is before like digital remote ones where it was just like 12 switches and then a switch to go between like 3 levels. So you had like 2 to 37. So it was like a physical button you had to press. Like, I want to go to like, I'm on channel 3. Well, it's on channel 4.
No.
Like the flip channels is like click, click. Yeah, that's what we had.
I've had two
For our
TVs with
bedroom. So
dials.
like they're like
Yeah,
click, click, click,
mine had
click.
dials.
There's nothing on this one. Go to the middle row. Click, 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 click. Shittiest part for me was I want to say it was Cartoon Network showed up finally, but it was on channel 39. So we physically couldn't get it in our bedroom because the switch box only went to 37. It started at 2 and then 36 total inputs.
No.
Yep.
Yes.
That was
Yes, Banana. I am showing my young in age. Just 37
young in
young.
age. I don't even think 34 is youngin. I'm the youngin of the podcast right now. At least this particular.
Yeah, I'm over your
34.
old manning it. So let's.
Yeah, we need
Move
to
this
get
along.
going. Okay, we got to do the questions. So you guys,
Once again, we've rambled about everything, and we did also have the Keighlys, but we rambled about everything, and it's been like 2.5 hours again.
Yeah. And it's still
A lot
not
of
the longest
questions
podcast. Last podcast was like 3 hours, 10 minutes.
Well, it depends on how quickly we get through questions.
Yeah. Okay, so every 2 weeks we ask you guys to ask us questions, and you guys procrastinate until the last day when we threaten physical harm on you. I think I came to the chat tonight. And I'm just like, ask us questions, or I'll rub sand in your dead little eyes. I don't know why I just hit the nut button, but all right. First question comes from Woody Man. If you could take a pill that makes your fart smell like a scented candle, what scent would you choose?
The one that's right next to me.
Something pleasant.
This one is kind of men's cologne smell called Leather and Embers from Target.
Yeah.
This is like the second and third technically we own. Just we got a smaller one for the bedroom.
Anything that
But,
makes
like,
it pleasant and doesn't make it smell like egg salad.
Right? I mean, this just smells
Vanilla.
like men's cologne. So, hey, it just smells like maybe I sprayed too much cologne on myself. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what actual scents
Yeah.
are. It just doesn't say. For whatever
we
reason,
have
but-
like an apple and vanilla
Ooh.
scented candle. It's pretty nice. So I'll go with that one.
All right. Wordman asks, what's the hardest achievement or trophy you've ever unlocked? For me, it would have to be Seriously 2.0 on Gears. Not so much hard as was just lengthy. It was
Tedious.
like, yeah, tedious.
Let's
It
say
was just, like,
that's how many serious 2.0 I have is one on Gears 2.
yeah.
Probably Vidmaster Endure. Especially because I didn't have enough friends that were really playing ODST like that, so I wound up going on a forum or searching it out and going on a forum and finding people who were like, all right, we'll form this group, we'll start this time and try to get through it. And I think one of them glitched out, so I did it again. That was it's just it was such an annoying achievement.
Yeah.
I don't achievement hunt
Yeah.
that much to just sit there and I'm going to go for one
Right.
thing.
It's been so long since I've specifically achievement hunted for super duper hard achievements that
Yeah.
I couldn't remember one. There is one I am attempting one on the Messenger is to try and get to the Quillshroom boss and beat her without dying. I think I'm halfway there. But man, like starting off fresh and trying to go through the whole thing, yeah, super hard. Fat Man has a multitude of questions. What's the longest you spent on a single task achievement level in a game in a single sitting? Seriously 2.0.
Did that turn door?
Seriously, yeah, any of the seriously
Good.
Just like sitting
I
there.
thought I was like, shit, I have the same answer for two questions in a row.
Yeah. Like just hearing Don DiMaggio like every 2 seconds. We're riding a Brumac. All right, reload. We're riding a Brumac. Like, okay, we get it. You're riding a Brumac. Shut up.
No,
That's the kind of shit that Ray would do
when they were
chat
doing like
box
Tech
over.
Tuesdays. And yeah, I want to say it was right before I ended up dinging it right before Gears 3, so all Horde was tickers. So we were just sitting there popping tickers.
Yeah.
The entire time. So
we didn't get good into news. Well, welcome to Gears of War, the new day coming soon.
Yes. That looks so cool.
They're available now. You can buy them.
They are? As I checked last night, and they weren't there.
Yeah, let me look.
I know I might be doing after the podcast.
Right.
While Eric looks up that info, Fat also says, "What do you want for Christmas? For COVID to be over? For no more of these? Did you leave the bubble? Are you sick? Okay, follow the arrows. No, that's not the arrow. Just go on the goddamn circle. Fuck."
I mean,
like I just want to
sure,
stop giving people directions and yelling at people to put their mask back on. Like, it's seriously driving me up. And like, one guy today, he had like a baggie with like remotes in there, and they were not for us. So I was like, "Oh, that's for your TV." And like, can't. He's like, "Well, can you get someone over?" I said, "I can't, but I can give you the number to get someone scheduled." He said something about winning the lottery, and he's like, "Oh, I won the lottery. I'm going to another planet." He takes the bag and smacks me with it, like all like playful. I'm like, I didn't even say anything. I just walked away. I'm like, he's like, "What was that?" I said, "He tapped me with his bag." He's like, "That's not social distancing." I was like, "I know. I fought too many people this week. I don't want to fight. I'll let that one slide. But if another thing happens, like, I'm just going to snap. I'm going to be like, pull the mask over your fucking nose, or you can leave."
I haven't worked in
And
retail since
you know what, that happened.
This has started, but like, if someone did that to me in retail, I'd just be like, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, he's like, I didn't snap.
I'm not helping you. Go away.
Yeah, I didn't snap, but like a guy came up and I asked him. I said, "Did you leave the bubble?" He's like, "I'm a truck driver." I said, "So that's a yes." He's like, "I got back from Ontario 2 days ago," and I'm like, "Not letting you in." He's like, "Even though I'm a truck driver and I'm exempt," I'm like, I repeated what my boss told me, and I probably shouldn't have repeated it. I said, "You may be exempt in the eyes of the government, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not letting you in."
It's a private business.
Yeah. And then he tells me, he's like, "Maybe you should have just served him outside." I'm like, no.
Beyond, normalcy in the world, there's a new D&D source I want that has a lot of neat stuff. But Christmas is so hard now because, like, as an adult, because like, I want a thing or I need a thing, I'm just gonna buy it. But like my wife's side of the family does Christmas lists. I mean,
right.
If I can promote future content on my channel for a moment, I saw a thing I've wanted for a long time and it went on sale, and it was like a flash sale. I didn't know how long it was going to stay, so I just fucking bought it. So I'm going to be putting this together soon.
Nice.
Because it went on sale. And I've been wanting it for years. It's technically retired, and then Amazon was like, "Hey, do you know this model is usually sells on our platform for $160? We're going to bring it back to retail, then also knock it down to like $50." I was like, done. Done immediately.
Question number. Oh wait, Eric, what do you want? What do you want for Christmas?
What do you want for Hanukkah?
Or
2 front teeth.
Good answer.
Moving on.
How do you think cross-platform capabilities will affect gaming as it advances? I think it's going to affect it is the fact that if it's a multi-platform game, you don't have to worry about if your friends can play with you because they don't have the same console. We'll all be able to play the same game because they're just going to make it work for everything.
Exactly what I wrote. You're just hoping it opens up more games instead of having to coordinate entire fucking consoles with your friend group.
It's like, what are you going to get it on? I'm going to get it on this. Like, when they tell you their future plans, like when Squadrons got announced, it's like, oh, it's going to be crossplay. I'm like, perfect. I don't have to have that discussion that says, oh, you're going to get it on Xbox? Oh, I better get it on Xbox. Everyone's getting it on Xbox. And also, I was just like, you're getting it on Xbox One? Cool. You're getting it because of the HOTAS. I'm going to get it on PlayStation because of VR. And we'll all be able to play together.
Hopefully, like, if you're going to say it's cross-platform, make sure that works.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
Predator.
If that's going to be the thing you promote, like,
Battlegrounds.
Looking at you, Predator. Looking at you, Battlegrounds. Looking at, WWE.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to say Apex, but they never said it was going to be cross-platform to start with. They said it was a thing they're going to work on.
Yeah. Still waiting on that Switch port.
Yeah. They did come out and say, not ready yet. We'll get it as soon as we can.
Okay.
So they did address it, like, yeah, we're not quite there yet, but it's coming.
Zach also says, if you could play any game for a game day, regardless of how well it would do, what is it, and why not just do it?
I mean, I've done some of them. Like, I've wanted to do Move or Die for a long time. We did it anyway. I wanted to do Choice Chamber for a long time. I wanted to do Forza with Hot Wheels, and that went really badly. Right now, there is a board game called, online board game called No Time to Relax. It is a loving tribute to Sierra's old board game, Jones in the Fast Lane. Kind of planning on doing it sometime, but I want to wait till it's on sale. So people might get it and give it a try. I did buy it in its last sale and give it to Pro. So I know I have at least one other person who has it.
Nice. Eric?
I mean, you know me, I'm always going to go with Dauntless. So, yeah, it's. I think the reason why I haven't done it is because it's where I am in the game. And it would be essentially, hey, let me carry you through this, type of situation, or let me run you through. Yeah, we'll find the lowest ranking person is like, hey, here you go, take us where we're going, and that being limited to the 4-player aspect, just I don't think it would appeal a whole lot.
For me, I've always wanted to go back and replay games that I've finished on my own personal channel, but just do them as on the Gamedays channel, just to kind of spread the love of the games around. I know that doesn't make for the best game day per se. It is probably something I am going to do in 2021. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's on the back end right now. We're just trying to get through 2020 right now. We'll worry about 2021 when 2021 happens. But let's let you guys know there's stuff happening. So let's just a little taste.
It doesn't look like the new day is out yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
They didn't give a release date. It was just kind of, hey, this is a thing that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, because I saw him in. Oh no, I remember I saw it in the news. It was like the opening news page. But they have released Dizzy, Anya, and Ty.
I would love to do more PC games with Parsec. I just need to or even emulated games with Parsec. I just need to I need more experience with it.
There's one I want to do. I want to do WWF No Mercy on Parsec. So I just need to find a save file that has everyone unlocked, because I'm not sitting there and grinding on an emulator to get everyone unlocked because it's too long.
And hopefully an unglitched ISO of it as well.
Yeah.
Randomly erase everything.
If you could make a PSA for the gaming community, what would it be about? Stop being a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Especially to male gamers out there, to female gamers, because Jesus Christ, stop freaking out when a girl decides to put her voice on voice chat and you find out she's a girl and then decide to kick her out of a game. This happened to one of my friends' closest friends that plays competitively on CS:GO. She just went on just because she went on mic because she was trying to organize with randos that she found, and there goes all those comments, and they voted 3 to 4 to kick her out just for having a vagina. Like, my God.
Yeah, I mean,
This is one of the reasons, guys, why as a Game Days we really don't want to play competitive games with competitive people, because a lot of them are dicks. I'm sorry to say, like, competitive players, you need to clean up your act.
I'm gonna I kind of answered this a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna kind of repeat it a little bit, but like PSA, go watch Indie Game the movie as a reminder that the people who are making your game are still people. Like, it's still human beings behind these things. It's still like, even the big companies, even EA is doing dickish things. We hate Ubisoft. We just talked about this earlier tonight.
Mhm.
I wrote this note before we even got to that news story. But like, they're still made of people who are putting their hearts and their souls and their lives into these games. Stop being a fucking asshole because you don't like a decision that was made. I don't like every decision that a game's made. I talked again about Apex, but I still respect the fact that it's human beings. I'm not going to send them fucking death threats. I'm not going to swat their goddamn buildings. Like, look at the sweat and tears that went into even the smallest projects. And remind yourself that, like, these are still other humans doing this. It's not just, the monolith didn't create the game. People did. And sending death threats as you don't like that they change this in the game is just being a fucking asshole. Just stop. Right. Just remind yourself that these are other fucking people.
You know what? We should make that PSA. I'll call up Jimbo. We'll load up Master Chief Collection, and it'll be in purple versus cyan. It's like, hey kids, I'm Jimbo Sucks from the popular streaming team G1 Game Days.
And I'm Mr. TL Wolf from the same team.
It goes without saying.
God.
Jimbo, if you're listening, let's get some notes. Speaking of Jimbo, he asks, what do you think? Yeah. Jimbo asks, what are you thankful for or happy about this turkey season? I'll leave this to you guys because I'm Canadian. I had turkey last month.
I mean, I'm thankful for my health. I know I need to work on it some. I need to lose some weight. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful, as much as not having a job sucks, and at this point it's my own fault, but I'm thankful for the opportunity to get out of the stress of just the constant fucking grind of retail, because like retail customer service, because I did that pretty nonstop for the last 13 years. Yeah. Even if the reason is shitty currently, like I'm still doing okay, and like I've basically had like a gap year or a sabbatical since March, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been really nice, even though I know it has to come to a close here soon. Mm-hmm. It's been nice to not be under that constant fucking weight of customer service and retail and dealing with people. It's nice. I'm thankful that I've had this opportunity to not just be beat to hell every single week.
Hey, on the right side, no Black Friday for you this season,
right? Black Friday was never that bad, honestly, in my store, because I worked. I mean,
that's what
the two things before were pizza, making pizza at a place that didn't deliver because it was a gas station, and then McDonald's in not a shopping area. Like there was a Kohl's nearby. That would have been the only Black Friday that was in our part of the area. Right. Kohl's and maybe like Payless. They're just I was in a small town. The town where all the shopping was like a town or two over, so we didn't really get the Black Friday crowds there. But working for the big and tall store, it wasn't that bad. It would have been shitty. I almost would have volunteered for it, but last year it was like, well, everyone must be open at 6 a.m. if you're mall property, regardless. We were not technically attached to the mall, but they were like, you have to be open by 6. But we're going to soft open at midnight, and you can choose when to open between midnight and 6 o'clock. And it's like, no one would have come between 12 and 6. I almost would have worked. I'll come in 11 o'clock at night, work until 7 or 8 in the morning, hand off to the next person to be done.
Once the curves get
gotten, like, on the other hand, gotten like no sales, but
right.
Yeah, I'll fucking sit around and do nothing for 8 hours and get paid for it until people start to show up at like 6.
There you go.
I think I wound up working 7 to 3 that day, but still, Black Friday was never that bad. But it's true, I don't have to deal with the Black Friday, and I haven't had to deal with any of the customer service because it would have been hard. Because a big part of our business over there was actually doing measurements and actually doing tailoring. So to either tell people, well, I can't help you with that, or have to get, within inches, it's only so far I can go. I can't do this from 6 feet away.
No. What are you thankful for, Eric? Or did you say
I am thankful for all the lovely little gems that Minibus has given us.
Yes.
This year.
Yeah.
It's Johnny Jazz. Johnny Jazz.
I should also say I'm thankful for every single person who decided to help me out and donate this year to Extra Life, because I talked about this on my channel and I have a video about it. I'll rehash real quick, but like, even starting out, until last year, I never had a year over 200 that I didn't like price match. Last year was just because someone random came in who, I guess this person just saves thousands of dollars to just drop on people randomly during Extra Life, and happen to come in and hit like all of our goals for us for Maine.
Nice.
And so that one is 500. That's why I have the silver medal, because I think I was still like 200 under 200 off before that dude showed up. So like 500 was like the dream, honestly, until like last year. It was like 200 is the goal, 500 is the dream. 1,000's never going to fucking happen. Like that is the impossible. That's
right. That's like me right now with my 1,500 hits.
Yeah.
I will be happy if I hit 1,250. 1,250 is what we raised. Is what I raised last year for McLeod. So
my fundraising. Sorry,
I'll be happy hitting that 1,500. That's where you get to see me with a blue beard.
Yeah.
And shocking blue beard, like this color blue.
I am on a pogo stick, and $1,000 was the moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So just thank you to everybody who helped me out in any way this year. I'm getting a little emotional about it now. Like it's still mind blowing to me that we're there. That's why I'm also trying to on my days, like, help out Eric. I'm probably going to try to help other people on the main team as well. Like, I'm good. As this level around, you don't need to keep donating to me at this point. Like, my wildest dreams have come true. Go help other people. I'm still here, but go help other people.
That's awesome. Jibble also says, also, you're dropped into a BR game. The first item on your left is your only weapon. Are you winning? My game attack.
Fucking dead.
Wolf and I are both dead because we just have our game attack pint glasses.
First
I
item.
mean, the next thing is a fucking stick lighter. I'm still dead.
See, I'm leaning back from the couch. I'm still dead though, because
It's an
invisible minion.
oh, hold on.
yeah. There.
Fafas is a knife. I'll be okay.
That's what I got.
All right, final 2 questions.
I'm alive.
A Red Rope asks, feelings on the new YouTube TOS update that says they are going to run ads on small channels, but give those channels none of the money. I think that I'm going to start every video I ever produce now with fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck shit, fuck. Okay, now that this video is not advertiser friendly, let's get on with the video.
Right.
Every single video from now on my YouTube channel will start with copious amounts of fucks and shit so that it will be not be advertiser friendly. It's like, really? Do you want to advertise Fortnite Nerf guns with a guy who says fuck shit, fuck shit? Let's go, YouTube. Let's take you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that from my buddy. He he's trying to build up his channel. He's close to 1,000. He's trying to do the YouTube Let's Play thing, and then he gets that email that says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna run ads on all your video, but you're not gonna get any of the revenue." It sucks. What are you gonna do? It's YouTube.
It's YouTube.
Oh.
I mean, platforms are becoming more and more creator unfriendly by the month.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably why you'll see a bunch of videos start with because I'm so small and YouTube wants to take my ad revenue. Please check out today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Did you know that Raid Shadow Legends is the most ambitious mobile RPG of 2019? You can load up any clip from the South Park episode. It hits the fan. Oh yeah, well, right near the end where the guy just rows off like 25 shits. The final one from Jimbo Socks. Also, is it struck, collide, hit, or something else for ball collisions? You golf with your friends on Extra Life. And someone in the comment just spelt out RAM.
I think it was Fat, and I just went through them again. I think collide was as close as we got, but there's no good way to say, did you strike my wife? Or did you hit my wife? Or did you collide with my wife?
Did you hit my wife? No. Did
Did
you strike my wife? No.
Yeah, I think you just said, did you hit my wife? And I went, I don't know if I'm okay with this.
It went south very quickly. Did you bump my wife?
Even if you said her name, I think it would have been better. Sorry, what's your wife's name? I mean, if you don't want to say, that's fine. I'll use my own wife's name for like. Did you hit Joe? Did you move Joe? Well, I mean that's a androgynous name, but hit Joe. Did you move Joe? Is like one thing. Or like her screen name or something, but like the putting the my wife in it was like, right. I'm not comfortable with this line of questioning.
Yeah.
Did you strike my wife?
Nope, still not good.
Nope, it did not. No one struck your wife. Somebody bumped your ball. Nobody struck your wife.
I mean, on the bright side, it did give us a good 20 minutes of highlight. So
and that was also at like 1 a.m. and most of us were delirious. So.
Right.
All right, that's it for questions, and that's it for us. Wow, we got another long one. I don't want to say it's Wolf's fault, but I can't blame Wolf for this one because we had thank you Jeff Keighley every year. We just like next year, 2021, let's just not even talk about the nominees. Let's just watch and
let's just wait until we get the actual winners,
or at least
and then we'll
like filter that shit out,
yeah. Like pick the ones that we think are
pick
the awards that we think are going to be on the show in between the 28 world premieres.
Yeah. I mean, we did a little bit again. We know you work really hard, everybody in esports, but that's just not our thing.
Yeah. And he just rattles them off during the pre-show anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be like if we talked about foreign language film. It's just not stuff we watch. We're sorry. We don't know.
Yeah. Was it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? If not, I didn't see it. That was foreign language, too. I remember getting kind of upset when I bought it on DVD and I heard the dub. I'm like, my brother and I went to see it in theater. They were speaking Mandarin and it was in subtitles. Where the fuck is that? Like, the dub is default. And I was like, motherfucker. I was like, all right, get my Xbox controller out. It's like, how do I get the menu? Okay. Subtitles, Mandarin. Boom. Okay, this is the way what's his face intended it. I can't remember the director's name. I don't think it was John Woo.
Is that Chow Yun Fat, or was he?
No, Chow Yun Fat was the star. Michelle Yeoh was in it as well. I can't remember the director.
Ang Lee.
Ang Lee. Yes.
The director of my favorite Hulk movie.
Yeah. I still have not seen that one.
That's the only one I've seen.
I've seen Incredible Hulk where it was MCU and then it wasn't.
I saw it in theaters, and it was like second run theaters. I think we spent $1 a ticket, and one of my friends fell asleep in the theater.
Nice.
It was not good. Again, this is why. Quick side note: this is why I don't watch it. That's why I never got into the MCU, because I saw all the shitty ones. There was like, well, no, now they're good again. It's like, no, I'm burned out on it now.
Oh, dude, Thor.
Shitty 2 decent ones.
Thor was on the Sci-Fi Channel this weekend. I don't know if I blocked out that part, like the whole movie, out of my brain, but 80% of it was filmed like Battlefield Earth. It was all in a Dutch angle. I'm like, did it always look like this? I'm expecting John Travolta to come out and with all the other Cyclos. I'm like, I don't remember Thor being shot like this.
He was busy being dead and Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the villain.
He's the guy down top building.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Man, we got to wrap up.
We gotta go.
Normally this part we would rattle off what we're up to, but I mean we've already pretty much talked about that at the beginning. You know where to find us. Our streams: twitch.tv/MrTLWolf, _Eric, Johnny L. Chase. These two guys stream in the morning, afternoons. I stream at night. We all play various video games, but we also play video games with you. Friday, 9 p.m. is the triumphant return of Claire Bear. She's going to be streaming Apex Legends on everything because it's crossplay. That's at 9 p.m. You guys should join in. Go say hi to her. We miss her. We love her. We're happy she's back and she's not dead.
Also, I can't give a confirmation of when I'm. Is it the Lego thing I'm building that on stream? I can't for sure say if it's going to be Thursday or Monday. It depends on when I get a new camera in, because it could have shown up today and they just didn't. So if it shows up tomorrow before I stream, then I'll probably be doing that then. If not, it'll be Monday, because Eric and I do a thing on Fridays.
Yeah. Fundraising Fridays.
With Fundraising Friday. This looks like it's going to be too long to do it an hour, so I'm not going to try to do that and then do Fundraising Friday, or I'd have to start at like 6 a.m. and fuck that shit.
Jibbo will be live on Saturday with Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. It is crossplay. It is also on Game Pass. And Mr. Teal Wolf will be hosting Titanfall 2 on Xbox One. It is now Game Pass because of EA Play, so you do not have an excuse not to play it.
Come play with us.
Come play with us.
Yes, come play with us because we're back.
Fun time.
We're back. It's all great. We're
all right.
Okay, this is the second longest podcast we've done. We got to go. Everyone have a good night.
Go.
Bye-bye.
Bye.